Like all the way.
All the way up. We are tWoTcast, episode 418. John? Tom? 418.
No, he does not.
No. Okay.
All right, everyone, shut the f*** up. Let's ready to record.
We like to start every show by yelling, "We are tWoTcast." Can you do that with me? On the count of 1, 2, 3, go. We are tWoTcast. Now we can start.
The Wheel of Time, re-read podcast. Explicit in R, freaking rated. Jono's the wild card, always talking shit. Joe's the straight man, he's a total dick. Tom is still obsessed with X-Men.
Previously on X-Men.
We are
You're viewing tWoTcast, the Wheel of Time re-read podcast, now covering The Shadow Rising. With me, as always, is Jono.
Jono!
And Tom is kind of always here, sort of.
Study your math, not for long. That's it for a while.
I kind of here sometimes, but not soon.
Last one for a while.
But you'll be here next week?
No.
Yeah, he's going to be here next week. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
What's your progeny's due date?
No.
Tomorrow.
Oh.
It could. It's the 24th, but after the doctor today, it could be literally any day. So
Literally any day.
that's it. I'm not doing this fucking show sober.
Dinner time, lunchtime.
0% chance of it happening.
So to reiterate for the crowd, I love this because Tom's hesitation is, well, I need to stay sober to drive my wife to the airport Wow.
I think that's a very normal.
Yeah. And so therefore I can't be on my own show because I can't do it sober.
Yeah.
I won't do it sober. I could do it sober, but I won't.
I mean, it's not like you're getting shit-faced or anything. You're just, you can't do it without a couple drinks.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
A
then
few
I
too
feel
many
like
drinks to drive a car with your pregnant wife.
tired and Nah, it's not happening.
Well,
Imagine if your wife went into labor and you drove her to the airport, put her on a plane, like steal it. Not my problem.
Yeah.
Not dealing with that.
Bring me back something French.
No, don't come back.
Yeah.
It defeats the whole purpose.
Send me back something French.
Yeah.
That's better. Yeah. So again, Joe, have you ever done one like an episode podcast where you weren't drinking?
I'm gonna go with I assume no, because I'm having a very hard time. I mean, I might have had one or two where I like only had like a drink or two.
Yeah, I think that,
and then I drank more after or something. But like,
yeah,
I've never not had a drink.
I must have had one where like I was terribly hungover and like opened my first drink when we started.
Yeah. There's definitely been some of those.
Didn't we used to record every once in a while, like Sunday, like early afternoons, a couple times?
Very beginning.
Yeah. No, it was
episode 1. It was like noon on a Sunday. I don't think I was drinking. I was not drinking. I was hungover.
I was drinking.
Yeah, we were definitely drinking for that. But that's yeah. Okay.
What a dumb idea! Noon on a Sunday.
Yeah. Hey, Ayusha's here.
Hey.
It goes against the whole vibe of what we're working for.
Jono was just mentioning how he's like, have you talked to Ayush in a while? I haven't seen him in chat in like a long, long time. And I was like, I don't know. And then like over the course of that week, he like was putting comments in old episodes and like, hey, I'm catching up. And I was like, hey, we're just talking about you.
Yeah.
Drinking a tiki drink while trying not to freeze my balls off. Oh, there you go.
Ooh, tiki drinks. There is nothing like better sometimes than just good old fashioned tiki shit. Trader Vic's and all that. Absolutely delicious.
Yeah.
It's crazy warm here now.
Yeah, it's nice now.
Yeah, was it
even at night it's only been like 40-ish. Yeah. I
had eight shirts and a heated vest on.
Yeah, like a week ago. It doesn't make any sense at all. Oh man,
Georgia. Today's high was 73 versus last time, which was 23. Yeah. Oh well. Let's see where.
Well, good evening, everybody. Tonight is our episode covering The Shadow Rising, Part 11, chapters something through something, 37 through 40. We have a guest tonight, but we'll bring her out in a minute because she's downloading Chrome.
Yes, you do.
And spoiler warnings, I guess. Yeah, spoilers for the books
and
for all the books.
Does she download Chrome every single time she comes on the
probably,
show?
Yeah. She probably is like, I hate this, and I'm getting rid of it right away after the show.
Do you have to have Chrome for StreamYard?
StreamYard's pretty specific with Chrome. I feel like I've jumped on without needing it before though, so I don't really know. But
isn't that the issue that Maria was having that one time when she was just like,
quit? Well, Maria also has trouble because she jumps on the iPad a lot, and that's
she also has trouble, I think, because she uses AOL dial-up.
that's the other.
Slot for
subscribe. We're talking about lovely guests and how they don't know how the internet works.
Yeah,
iPad doesn't have a slot for CDs and floppy disks.
No,
it's not nice stuff at all.
You need a dongle. A dongle,
yeah.
Tom.
That's one of those.
You think there's anybody that's still doing that with a plug-in? They might be.
Yeah.
You don't.
What would happen if you try to access? Can you access America Online right now?
If you have the right.
Take you to
Sure.
a picture of a graveyard.
Sure.
Man, this just mentioning this all of a sudden immediately brought me back to like I really got to get our MySpace page back up and running.
I mean. I actually want you to. Can you do that for real? Like, can you get our MySpace page back up?
Is that?
Yeah.
That's where Twitter of time should have gone instead of Blue Sky. We should have all gone back to MySpace.
Just recruit back to the mid 2000s.
They're two different animals. Instead of Twitter and Facebook, just do
Blue Sky.
Use Facebook, Twitter, or your email to sign into MySpace. What?
Ugh.
I appreciate. Well, this is going to be a.
Look who's here, everybody.
Yeah.
Stephanie Beckton. Hi.
That was quite an event. Oh,
getting ready?
Hello. No,
Hello?
I finally got, the husband got me a laptop. I've had the same one for like 15 years.
You're married?
I
Otto
am.
Bennington, you know that. Come on.
Yeah, you know the dude that you want to with?
Yeah, you know that guy?
Yeah.
Knock on doors?
I sent
Yes.
pictures of my cat's
Knock
penis
on his door.
back door.
You know, Jono.
Anyway, so like, you know, anytime I visited you guys here before, you know, I guess it would just automatically open StreamYard and Chrome, and it's like, you dumb bitch, you can't open this. You got to download Chrome. You got to allow all this shit. And so I've been like,
Him saying you dumb bitch to you does sound like an accurate story.
no, the computer said that to me.
Oh, by the way,
I've been working on it for like 20 minutes.
job, you
I just
dumb
had
bitch.
Yeah.
I would absolutely.
Flint said my dad uses AOL for email still.
Yeah, some people still do. I don't understand.
So it is still a thing.
What's the
AOL still exists.
Oh.
This is insane.
Tom, I just got the.
I'm gonna open chat.
Yeah.
Hi, everybody.
I forgot the password.
Do you want me to do the?
Oh, everyone's yelling Taffy.
Hi.
I have it.
Okay.
I also have our email.
Hello.
Do you? Do you, Tom?
Yeah.
These are some big chapters.
YouTube.com.
Boys and lady.
Success.
Yeah.
We need to success.
Password reset successful. I love that the fucking emails are coming in here. It's
Here we
making
go.
me happy.
All the emails that you're getting are like, some strange IP address is logged into your email for the first time in 10 years. Who could it be?
I don't really know.
Anyway, Jesus Christ, let's get on with this show already.
I'm ready.
We're talking about the Shadow Rising. Tavi, I didn't cover up Harriet. I erased Harriet.
You did. I just got his notification while I was doing something, and then I looked at the image, and that was the first thing. I'm like, Jesus, fuck, Harriet's not, like, you know. But then I was like, wait, like after a second, I was like, he probably doesn't want to misrepresent that Harriet's.
I wouldn't want
there.
people to think Harriet's going to be on the show.
I know,
Taffy.
it took me a second. You know,
although I have 1,000 pictures of you, that was a good picture I had in hand.
Well,
So
I am very happy because that was the first time I got to meet her, and I was talking to her, and she's telling me some great stories and stuff. So
yeah.
Cool.
That's a good memory. It's a good memory to have.
a
Anyway, Shadow Rising, chapter 37, Imri Stand, everybody.
All right, so it's
Taffy, I know you have a lot of notes.
Yes, it's this big. These are all my notes.
MySpace.com/tWoTcast. I haven't done anything with it yet, but it's there.
All right. I mean, I'll open an account.
Joe, why don't you drop that?
Can you
drop
send me
that
the link or something?
in the chat?
Yeah, just do that. We'll all sign up.
MySpace.com/tWoTcast. That's easy.
Yeah.
I would appreciate the backslash in case you're worried about using a forward slash. Backslash.
You don't know. If I would have just said slash, people would have known, like, what? Back or forward? Back or forward? And then
Did you
gotta
use the forward slash for anything?
sometimes.
Oh, okay. So Imri Stand, Joe. You know, I love that's scrolling across. Like nothing is scrolling.
It makes it important.
It is. It's like breaking news.
Yeah, breaking
I'll
news.
here for more Twitter of time over at MySpace.com.
What if we brought MySpace back to life? Just us.
It's possible.
You're welcome, Tom. Not my brother, but the other guy.
Yeah.
They have to be friends with.
Yeah. 20 years later.
Is that still that was MySpace, right?
Yeah.
I'm just making shit up in my brain.
I haven't even so much as uploaded a profile image, but we'll get there.
We'll get there, Tom.
Just take a
And
picture
you know I'm gonna do all of that anyway. Come on, don't be silly.
You'll never get in. You'll never guess the password.
I will.
Same password we have.
Right away.
For the email?
Same password we have for literally everything.
I think we all know it by now.
Do you?
Anyway,
Yeah, it's in the
Girl,
newsletter. It's in the family
Rand and
newsletter.
Samael are making their way to Al Karadal. And they go to camp early, and Rourke's like, "Up, stopping here. And Rand's like, what the fuck? There's like a shitload of daylight left.
Yeah.
That was my memory of that.
Yeah.
The issue here is, of course, that it gets dark early in the ways. Well, not necessarily dark early, but the wagons can't move over the terrible hills. Like, have you thought about how fucked up this entire countryside is? Like, it sounds like no one's making any fucking time. Back. And honestly, looking at the keyboard, I'm like, which one is the backslash versus the front slash? Like,
when it goes back to the left, that's when you have to pick up the brains and put them back.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Anyway,
it's working. It's happening.
The wise ones, by the way, are looking at something blue
is
cool the whole time. Wonder what that could be.
The wise ones. Oh yeah, what? The wise ones are listening to everything Rand does without him knowing.
Yeah, I love that he's suspicious, and rightfully so, about why the fuck they're not paying attention to him, and but he's almost like jealous. Like, what could possibly be more important than me? The answer is
there is a little bit of jealousy there. It's funny.
Yeah. Good luck, dumbass. It's just
little did he know. It's just him.
And then he's like, I guess it's because Avienda's spying on me, which I am well aware of, but at the same time, I feel a little slighted.
Get some.
Here's a question, and I guess the answer is no, because otherwise he would have felt the chill. But like, eavesdropping is happening at this point, hundreds of feet away, and he can't tell, right? Because he doesn't have the chill. Would an Aes Sedai like be able to see like the?
He doesn't quite know that trick anyway yet.
But he's unintentionally noticed it that number of times. Like,
oh yeah,
much book too. Like, would like someone who is just if a female channeler were where he was, like Avienda, would she be able to see the weave? Because does the weave happen where the well is where Rand is, or is it just like a fucking like what's it called type of microphone that picks up all the shit? But it's really just
it's not actually a weave. Funnily enough, it's just a tin can with a string. They tied it to. It's dragging along in the sand. They tied it to Rand's saddle. He didn't notice.
Tripped 3 different times getting into the fucking saddle. I don't know what that was.
It's like, what the fuck? Avienda, that's why Avienda's so close. She keeps putting the can around the top of his pommel. He's like, what's this? Don't worry about it.
So they get to the Emery stand, and
I don't know the answer. Like, wouldn't the weave just continue along the path? Like, wouldn't it need to be like a? Or do you think it's just something she weaves here and then like points at like a megaphone and like like in a spy movie where they're holding the big radar dish out their window and listening?
Like that. I guess it's the latter. Otherwise, he would be able to feel the weave. Plus, a lot of women can't channel that far away, like because they're like in this case, Moraine's not quite as strong as like a Egwene.
They're not super far away though. I mean, he can like look over and see them.
Like a couple hundred feet.
I mean, they're distant from him, but not like
I think that's pretty far for like kind of average Aes Sedai. No offense to Moraine.
They sent a pretty girl to spy on Rand so that sparks will fly.
No one expects that.
Yeah.
Also,
what would your eavesdropping weave look like?
2 tin cans, but no string.
Oh. That's the weaving.
Cordless can.
Taffy?
Impossible to figure that out.
That sounds like something Captain Jack Sparrow would come up with.
Might. I can't even lie about how distracted I was trying to get an image.
It would be like, in the cartoons, they hold up like the old dudes, or is that what you already said? The megaphone thing.
Quit.
Oh yeah, like the old spot. Yeah, that's what I said.
The old men in cartoons.
Mine would definitely look like that weird stretched out ear that they use in Harry Potter.
Oh, that they drop when the cat takes.
Yeah.
Crookshanks.
It would literally just be like an ear that's dragging along in the sand.
What part is that? I've seen.
I don't remember.
I don't know
it's in one of the movies when they're in
I believe
in the stretchy house.
3rd or 4th.
I think it's.
No, it's
when he's. No, it's like 5.
Yeah, 4th or 5th if it's in the stretchy house.
Yeah, it's after Sirius is friends with them. I think it's 5.
Tom calls his rectum as the stretchy house.
Yeah, the stretchy house. What's that called? Vagina place? Rectum
Not
place?
It's gonna have to
Something
get
place.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I've
what
enjoyed
else is going on in this chapter?
Tom's just serious face about what the fuck he's doing.
Well,
He's
here's
setting
the.
up the
Listen.
profile.
Tom's doing good. The Lord's work.
I added our profile image and made our first post. So
The first post is we're live with episode 418.
We're fucking back.
I guess I'm making one now.
I mean, it's got to start somewhere, Taffy.
Yeah, it does.
Taffy, you can
And it
upload a
starts
lot
with
of
podcast.
videos. Upload a lot of videos and music and stuff to MySpace. You know?
No cups, one string.
No cup. Well, now no cup one string is a different thing.
It's when Elida becomes headmaster. Yeah, that's what. Yeah, it's 5.
Yeah.
Thank you, White Man. I'd light the string on fire, Oppie.
If I just did this all day at work tomorrow.
Scouts return and tell Rourke that there's trouble at Imre's stand.
No, there's nothing at Imre's stand, which is trouble.
I like how Rourke goes up and Rand's like, Avienda, what kind of trouble would there be? And she just ignored it. He's like, what kind of trouble? He just gets like immediately mad.
He's about sick of her shit, her pouting.
He's like, fucking answer me.
Yeah.
Well, Rourke 5 seconds ago was like, hey, you're pushing the boundaries of pouty. You can be a pouty bitch. No. You know, like we're getting there where you need to start being a wise one and start acting like a little girl.
I do appreciate how they treat her the whole time. Like, you know, kind of like very indulgent. And then all of a sudden, like, you know what? You're actually kind of being a little bit of a bitch right now. And as, you know, I know this isn't what you want to do, but too fucking bad. So grow the fuck up.
Yeah.
So they go to Imre's stand and they find, of course, goats, which is bad because that should be with people or not at all. And doors hacked down. And then in the middle of that, a lot of blood. Although not whether or not there was a string, just blood.
God.
It's topical.
That room is actually how it looks when we pull them out. The blood splattered everywhere, and it's like black. And it takes a second for you to realize that it's.
I don't have Taffy says horrible things.
Yeah.
It's just the truth, you know. You guys need to know.
It's just the truth.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Why do you think bathrooms have floor to ceiling tile?
Exactly.
Ooh, go on.
That's one of the reasons.
So you can spray them down, Jono. Anyway, Avienda's like, probably it's a raid. I don't know. Goats or water. Something like that. They find all the blood. No bodies. And Matt's like, looks like a Trolloc raid to me. And she's like, fucking we hunt Trollocs, bitch. Like, not the other way around. I kind of loved that.
She hadn't heard anything about how they'd already had like run-ins with Trollocs for a while now. Like, I guess the subject never came up.
Have they gotten like news from that? Like coming straight from Meridian?
Wait, what do you mean there'd be run-ins with Trollocs?
Hasn't there been more like run-ins with like Taffy's saying from the north?
Oh, you're talking about.
Well, I mean, like
you're talking about from the. Blight.
Just in general.
No, like Matt and Rand, like you know.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
like,
just in general.
I guess they never told any of them that like no, we've been running from Trollocs for.
Since like day one, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I guess not.
No,
well, I mean, the Rourke and Avienda and all the IU at the stone, you know, like there's been plenty of Trolloc attacks. They probably just think it's normal, though.
Yeah,
like we fight Trollocs all the time.
The question is how it is that these Trollocs got there, right? I mean, because
they're so far south. Yeah.
And the only way that they've happened to get there would be a waygate, which is unlikely because no Ogier grew a fucking waygate in the middle of the desert. Because there's no steading necessarily, or they managed to walk in this insane fucking pathway to get there using a Forsaken to get their shit there, because there's no other way to have that happen.
Were you spoiled the Trollocs were going to attack based on the chapter icon, Jono?
Yes, I love the chapter icons. Joe and I had this conversation through text a few weeks ago. Apparently, like Brandon's like putting out some leather editions, which is what I call.
Oh yeah, and they were thinking about like changing or taking them out. I don't remember what it was.
They're gonna like update them slightly, and I don't know.
They better fucking not.
I don't know what update means. Let's be honest. But if I remember correctly, like Harriet made at least the first one or two of the chapter icons, and then like I think they were standardized afterwards, probably like slightly not improved because it's Harriet and therefore perfect. But like the idea of like coming forward and like
obviously,
Yeah.
I'm gonna change that chapter icons unless it's just to like fit a bigger page is such a weird thing to me. I don't understand why the fuck you would do that.
I mean, you can literally get the original chapter icon art if you like search hard enough on the internet, and they're for any graphic design nerds out there, they're a scalable artwork, so you can get them bigger and smaller without fucking them up. Is the point.
Design
so, like,
nerds.
There's zero reason to do that. To change them, to update them to a larger style because they can scale. Most of them.
Well,
but
again, most images have the ability to do that.
It would be really weird if they just changed it to change it for like whatever reason.
I don't understand why.
Maybe they want to make them more like detailed and less like, I don't know, clip arty. I don't mean that. Like, you know what I mean? Like they're very simplified.
What's up?
Like illuminated manuscript versus like a typewritten page. Like what if they wanted to make them all flourished and like crazy for the special editions or something? I guess it wouldn't like bother me if they kept them and made them crazy. Like, I don't know. Does that make sense?
Yeah. No, that would be cool.
Well,
as long as they don't just full on change them.
Yeah, if they were like super fancy versions of the original icons, I guess I get it. But like changing them or like not putting the same ones at the same types, the same channels, like I don't think I'd like that at all. Or channels, chapters. Yeah. I don't know if I'd like that. Yeah, a lot of I love the chapter icons in the chat.
Yeah, if the chapter icons are fucking iconic, write that one down. But I mean, it literally is how I feel. Like you see when you see the dragon one, like immediately.
Did you get that, Tom?
Yeah, I wrote it down.
My dick's hardens up. Like, this is gonna be a Rand chapter to some degree. Like, let's see what happens. And also, I've got lube on my hands already, so that's what that is. But now that Tom's here, we can talk uninterrupted.
I was gonna say that's this specifically though. It didn't make it. This one didn't spoil it because like you could go on the assumption that the Trolloc icon is there for the bloody room, and that's it. Like, it doesn't necessarily mean there's going to be like a Trolloc attack.
Bloody room, right? Like, it's not like.
I'm just saying that could be it. That could just be like Trollocs came, killed some people. We'll see them in the next chapter too. I mean, like, there's not. I'm just saying there's enough gray area to assume that to not like be like technically spoiled by it. I guess.
Regardless, you're still at attention, like penis hard, all that kind of thing. Anyway, so after they leave Imre's stand, we get our first meeting with Isendre. So sexy and seductive, pale, heart-shaped face.
Yeah. Jono, you said Isendre was the third hottest woman in all of the Wheel of Time at this point. It was Lanfear.
Thanks.
And then Berylane and Isendre were like neck and neck or something.
I think that's supposed to be at least like from a facial kind of description. Now obviously if you like,
and then Tom called her, she's like a stripper that's like the hottest stripper in a strip club.
Does that move it up or down for you?
I think it was because it was neck and neck with Berylane in your brain, and he goes, well, she's like the hot stripper, so she's 3.
Yeah, fair enough. But I think that makes sense. Like that's definitely like she's a hard on producing character for a lot of these stream icons. Yes. Jesus Christ. I can't read that. Someone else read it. The obvious sign of the Trollocs would have to be all the dudes with loose assholes. And that is a very good point. We should probably remember.
It's a good one.
Yeah. So
I thought that was the sign of the 2 rivers. God damn, you guys are on fire. Yeah, anyway. Yeah. Sorry. Isendre. Yeah, she comes out. I was not like, I mean, now this many rereads in, it's just like, whatever. Like, I don't care about Isendre. I guess at the time she was supposed to be like a Lanfear red herring.
Well,
totally. I believed it.
Yeah.
I like how when she goes up to Rand, she's like, "I thought you'd be better looking," and then she walks away with the other dude that's like not good looking at all. I thought that was pretty funny. But she's doing that to, like, get his attention, right?
That's memorable. Yeah.
She's
She's negging him.
Yeah.
I thought
it's interesting.
Dragon Reborn, he who comes with the dawn. Thought you'd be hotter.
Yeah.
Totally. That's exactly what it sounded like. It was pretty good.
What's interesting is that like Kadir is described as kind of having a hatchet nose.
Yeah.
And you know what you do where that nose goes?
Yeah, I know. Into the North Harbor.
Her hatchet wound.
I like how it's so clear that Ascendre wants to see the bloody rooms.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet.
And he's
then
like,
she
that
gets
was
there,
obvious.
she feigns like that she's upset. She's all ooh, but then she's all like looking around.
But Kadir's
like,
also
super
being
into it.
set up as the other guy, right? Like as Modian probably.
It's really interesting
because they haven't mentioned Jason to Tail like almost at all, and then
not yet.
And then so you're supposed to think it's them two like talking and hanging out together the whole time. Because every time he talks to Kadir, Rand's like, he's clearly evil. Have you seen his eyes?
A dark friend, do you just automatically like chopped up bodies and blood and gore and shit?
Yeah. Why do you get into it otherwise?
Do not mutilate.
Everyone with a subscription to Fangoria in our world would be the ones that.
It's interesting you know that website.
I actually did think Ascendre was Lanfear simply because Rand was always had a weirdly soft reaction to Lanfear, and his reaction to Ascendre was too calculated. Interesting.
So what a deep.
Can you believe I didn't see that hatchet joke coming like at all? Like I don't know where he's going.
Probably heard it.
I had no idea what was going to happen.
Yeah.
What does that mean? That it's like this? What is a hatchet nose?
It's like
yeah.
It's the ones that come straight out like this.
God. That's menacing.
And then like at the top, there's like
there's a nubbin.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's like this, and then it's chopping.
Yeah.
That's scary. I want a hatchet nose.
And a wound. One day.
Fail has one, so Perrin has a great time when she does him some favors.
So let's see. Rand's sparring with Lan, and let's see here.
I like
he chases the sword.
They were respectful and went between the tents.
Yeah. This is
cool.
where he learns, by the way, that Avienda is training for a wise one, not just randomly being stuck.
I love that because he goes, like, Rourke makes some fucking dumb comment, like, Avienda, you're about to be a goddamn wise one. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, you need to stop acting like this. Like, even if you end up for the smallest clan, blah, 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 you still have influence and you should start acting like an adult. And Rand's like, oh, that's why she went to Ruin. That's the only reason.
Yeah, the reason
that.
Like he's too wrapped up in why she'd be there for him, even though legitimately that is why the wise ones send her there.
Because she won't shut up about Elaine either. So she's just like, she's mad at him, and then she keeps talking about Elaine. Like he probably can't figure out what the fuck her problem is, And then he's like, oh, that's right, she's gonna be a wise one. That's why she's pissed off,
I do every time Avienda's just like, have you seen her titties? Just like, this is weird.
Totally.
Have you seen her hips? Have you seen her reddish pubic hair? Have you? Let me just.
Did you get a chance to look at her in the bath? Because if not, I can describe her in great detail.
This is so crazy.
Yeah.
In great detail. How closely is Avienda looking at people in the bath?
Oh, pretty.
Yes. You shouldn't necessarily. But instead she's like,
Tom, Glenn tried to light a cigarette every time you did, and it was too much for him. Like trying to keep up smoking joints with the movie Friday.
Oh.
That's a bad idea.
You have to get faster burning cigarettes, Glenn.
Yeah, just choke them down one after the other.
I
we mentioned Tom's gonna be a father for the second time?
Yeah, is that coming up soon?
Any day.
Any day now.
That's pretty
any
cool.
day now.
Literally any day.
She doing okay?
It's okay as can be expected, I suppose.
Okay, all right.
Ready to go.
Not talking too much, though.
Yeah.
Tom, Jono, and I don't care.
Just packing a bag so I can
Mine
put her
too.
on a plane and get her the fuck out of here.
Say good night. Good night.
Just send me back something.
See you later.
What, she's gonna have a baby on a plane?
I don't know where she got.
Yeah, and then
No.
Samuel Jackson's gonna be like,
Yeah, he's gonna
Get
like
this
baby's on a plane.
motherfucking
Baby's on a
baby.
motherfucking plane.
I'd watch that movie.
Yeah.
this
What if,
motherfucking
what if
plane.
it was like
Wait,
all
is it a
CGI
is it a
babies?
comedy?
It's a plane
Or a horror
film.
movie?
It's a comedy. It's a plane filled with pregnant women, all about to burst.
It's like Mr. Mom, but with Samuel Jackson and on a plane.
You're wading through placenta at the end.
Oh god,
no.
that'd be amazing. Talk about
Smells like
blood
erection
splattered
all of a
on the
sudden, yeah.
walls. There'd be
Yeah.
blood everywhere.
Yeah.
There's
Is there
so
anything
many
weird
placentas.
about the babies, or are they just regular babies?
No, but I mean, you know,
Just
some
right, yeah.
I mean, some of them get used as nunchucks eventually.
He's the only adult that can take care of them, so it's like it's real stressful.
Well, I
Yeah,
guess
he plays
okay.
So like he's what, a pilot, and he's like flying cargo, and then it splits open and like 100 babies.
No, the pilot's
fall out.
also a pregnant woman. He's just riding on the plane.
He's
Just
like
happenstance.
There
So
could
they're
be
all-
also a bunch of just babies that are already just babies that fly out of the cargo.
Yeah,
area.
ironically, he's also trying to get home in time for
No,
his
no, no.
baby's
He was like a
Okay.
Navy SEAL or like a Secret
Yeah.
Service agent that needed to be somewhere urgently, but he missed his flight, so he had to get on the next one. And the next one
Yeah.
just happened to be a flight that was booked by 200 ladies going to PregoCon. And then they all have their babies at the same time on the plane.
His name's Bob
Yeah.
Pregnant.
Do all the women die when they have the babies?
Yeah.
Yes.
Otherwise, it's
No.
not that interesting
No.
because it's
Yeah,
like,
'cause the babies,
there's 100
fly
babies,
out
there's
and they
100
start
ladies.
eating their mothers.
oh, so there is some sort
Yeah,
of
there's something.
supernatural.
There's
element.
gotta be something with the babies. They gotta
like
be zombie
those-
babies or something.
Yeah.
No.
How are we missing the obvious? They're obviously snake babies.
I thought about
Yeah.
that. But
Yeah.
Snake
Snakes?
babies. Nah.
Maybe the ones that are in the cargo hold are
ridiculous.
snake babies.
Yeah, why do all the babies go in
Are
the
they
cargo hold?
babies? Are they baby heads like human heads on snake bodies, or are they human bodies with snake heads?
Oh God, both.
Like
both.
this big.
Yeah.
Oh,
Why?
both. Okay.
I really
Yeah,
want
Yeah.
snake bodies with baby heads because I want like the unhinged jaw of like a baby
But the-
head, like
The
eating,
snake bodies have arms and legs,
eating something.
and they baby heads have snake eyes and teeth.
Ah.
Okay,
I feel like
this
we're
I
is,
like
about
it.
this is the
10 minutes
next
away from
one.
having a really
Tom,
good movie.
Do you want an electric baby snake? It's in the movie. Do you want-
Oh, I was thinking about
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
what about a lady baby snake in high heels and a red dress and big lip?
It's in the movie.
Yeah, bat shaped
Oh,
baby
man.
that flies through the side.
That
of the
would be
plane.
good.
He's a bat shaped hole.
Yeah.
In the side.
In the side of the plane. It's in the movie.
Oh, maybe that's,
That's
how
when
it
they
is.
start
All
going
the-
down.
Then all the babies get sucked out. And Samuel Jackson's like, woo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just woo.
Do we have to
Yeah, he's just,
recast
woo.
it? Is he too old for this now? I guess not. He still plays Nick Fury.
Yeah, he's fine.
Yeah, he's fine. Did you see him in
We could age
Captain
him even
Marvel,
more, and
he was
could
very
have
young
like a
looking.
cane, and he could be like fighting them with a old man cane
With a snake on it.
boy, what a tangent.
on the handle. Good idea.
This is old school tWoTcast right here.
Yeah.
Got an unedited old school tWoTcast. Anyway, he learns the spear with Rourke for a little while.
I love this.
Yeah.
I do too.
The only problem
Yeah, I
is
thought it was
there's
cool.
there's never a payoff. Like he's never like randomly like he does do some unarmed combat. Obviously, that's how he ends up killing a.
Yeah.
That was a lot of.
But he never uses a fucking spear anytime.
It would have been cool if the Dragon Scepter was like a little longer and he used it as a short spear. That would maybe once or twice. That would have been kind of cool.
Yeah.
Maybe we didn't see inside Rand's monologue for this part where he was like, "This is fucking stupid.
He's like, this is so hard.
Just never fucking-
I don't do this ever again.
I'll just do it because it's nice." But
Well, we switched
it'd be
to Matt's
impolite
point of
to
view,
not learn it.
and Matt's point of view is literally
Beach just made the whole movie. He opens the emergency store and time for Plan B.
Beach.
I
That
can
is the
fucking hear Sam
tagline.
Jackson saying that line.
That
Yeah.
is so good.
We need a plan A that fails first for that line to land. That's gonna replace Always
Plan A
Bet
was
on
get all the
Black.
snakes off the plane. They had a whole movie about Plan A.
Yeah, that one's already done.
When do I get to put this mountain down, Lan? And then he goes, when you die. Oh,
Yeah.
all right.
Is it the snakes from the first movie returning for the second movie, turning the babies?
Yeah, it's snake revenge.
But snakes on a. It's basically it's snakes on a plane too.
Yeah.
It's the same.
Colon.
It's been rechristened under a
Colon
different name.
babies.
And that's
Colon Plan B.
Colon babies. You can't say Plan B. It'll ruin the best line of the whole fucking.
Did they
movie.
all in the original movie? Did the like live
B.
snakes fly out of the plane?
I don't know. I never saw it.
Maybe they landed. They landed in a reactor, and there was a whole like mad scientist lab in the
Ah.
bottom there. And then they
Maybe
go back
that reactor
they
was
go
out of
for revenge.
PregoCon.
It's Prego. I already forgot about PregoCon. That's a good idea. It's it's staggering that none of us have
It's a
ever.
combination of snakes on a plane, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and the Ooze, and also you know like and you know
I'm looking to
we got
see
it.
if
We got it.
look
I think we
who's
worked
talking.
it out.
And look who's
anywhere
talking.
around-
And look who's talking. They have to talk.
Not out loud though. John Travolta and Roseanne are doing.
It's Justin Travolta's voice.
No wait, is it John Travolta's the actual human in that movie?
Oh wait, no, he is. He is?
Isn't he? No, he's a baby.
No, he's the voice.
Yeah, he's a baby.
Who's talking now?
Oh my
I was
God.
looking to see whether or not the original Snakes on a Plane had been released near Christmas, so we could say it's a Christmas movie. But
No.
that's in August.
Oh, that would be
Still in the first
cool.
chapter here, boys and girls.
Oh, okay.
All right. I mean, I just leave at the same time, no matter how far I get.
Yeah.
I know.
So doesn't it go to
Leaving
like,
us
to
to pick
Matt
up the
right
slack.
after that?
Yes, it does.
Yeah, it switches to Matt, which I love.
Yeah.
I mean, he's hanging out there. So at first he's just hanging out drinking warm beer. Disgusting. And then
I'm
he's
always
like,
trying to figure out how to escape because that's what he's always doing. He's always
yeah,
trying to
he's
figure out how
like,
to get the fuck
I
out
would
of
take a
wherever
ride
he-
with the peddlers like immediately, but that's not happening anytime soon because they're doing
Well, also, they're
business at least
slow as
first.
fuck and clearly going with Rand. Like that's
Bruce Willis was the baby. Thank you.
See,
Ah.
was it? Wait, was John?
So
Travolta?
John Travolta is in the movie.
He's the human.
Is he the
but-
main character?
the human. the
He's
adult.
the human.
Is he the human character?
It's him and Kirstie Alley, I think.
Oh, right.
Yeah, Kirstie Alley for sure. Is it Ted Danson?
No,
That's
That's-
three Sam Jacksons and a baby.
and the baby.
Sam Jackson.
Is that like late 80s, early 90s? Like, that was a weird time. Like, they made some weird fucking movies during that time.
They did.
Just
They did.
like, who asked for that movie?
Oh, there's so many.
Can you
So
imagine
many
the
good movies.
executive like
I'm
somebody walks
sorry.
in, somebody walks in
Jono
to
asked
pitch
for
a
all of them.
movie, and they're just like, "What if we make a movie where a baby can talk?" And they're like, and everyone can hear it. They're like, "No, no one can hear it." What's the premise? Like, it's just kind of day to day stuff.
We just get to, it's just the day in the life
You
of a
and a
baby. We
baby-
to hear their
what
thoughts.
a baby thinks about, food and TV and stuff.
You gotta love Matt's relentless determination to escape when there's literally nothing available.
Yeah.
I mean,
In the
that's not-
middle of nowhere.
I like
Yeah.
that actually. Yeah,
Again, there is
I'm in the
no-
middle of the desert. It's pretty funny. Anyway, Couladin and Kadir, quote, had their heads together for a long time. And then when he left, Kadir was just staring after Couladin until someone was like, hey, like kind of and I'm just like, were they talking about what we're supposed to think they're talking about now in a reread?
Yeah.
Talking about
It's crazy.
what?
Couladin just walked up to
Kadir.
Kadir and was like, hey man, can you make me also the Karakara? I know you're just giving us books and pots and shit, but what about some tattoos?
I feel like it was
You know?
probably
Some tattoos.
from the other side.
what the fuck
Give
does this
it up.
conversation entail?
I got an idea.
Do you have
I got an idea.
It does henna.
Yeah. Yeah. Does the Sindre have a tattoo gun? I don't know. Just asking. For a friend.
Henna and just like glitter.
Yeah.
Like glitter and pat on stuff
Just-
and so it dries.
That's even worse. It's not even a tattoo. It's just like glue, glitter glue your kids would play with.
Yeah.
That looks
glitter
really bad.
glue.
It's
Yeah.
real.
See, it sparkles.
You know that old Twitter account that was called Nailed It, and it would show a picture of like a really nice cake, and somebody tried to remake it, and it just looked like garbage. That's how I
Yeah.
imagine it. Like,
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And did anyone ever get a close look at Couladin's tattoos? Or he
Well,
just
the
kind of would be
problem
like,
is
look, I have the crown. And he would just flash it real fast. Look, I have this.
Yeah, he's like, I am too. And Rand's like, what the fuck? And then
Like
they're
a guy in a
"Let me see
movie that
those."
shows
he's like,
a fake police
nah.
badge and is like, oh, God.
yeah, he just flashes it real
But he
fast.
bought it.
Yeah.
I got it.
he shows it the first time when that rainstorm Rand does too. So it's like extra sad and like just drooping off his arm.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's running off. He has to button his sleeves up really quick.
He's like, whoops.
He's like, ah, shit.
Also,
Constantly reapplying.
Yeah.
my
It's
tattoo.
like
Yeah.
putting it back on.
One thing I've never noticed here, by the way, while Matt is watching Kadir, pretty much bartering,
Do
and
his
shit,
job. Yeah.
he pulls out like that crossbow, right? Which is like
Yeah.
a bunch of fucking gold and gilding and rubies and shit. And one of the things that he starts kind of drifting off was the idea of like, what about crossbowmen with pikes surrounding them and like, just constantly having someone crank.
Yeah, it's the first like memory we have of his.
But it's also, this is literally what he creates for, I think, the Legion of the Dragon. Either that or
like later on. Yeah.
and with the fast crank for the Band of the Red Hand too. Like that's.
Oh, I got a
literally-
fast crank.
Yeah, we're done. No, I'll tell you,
So fast.
it's me. It's a slow crank.
It's you too.
Yeah.
You too.
But anyway, I kind of I don't know. I never noticed that until just now. That's actually legitimately like the
The connection between what he does later. Yeah.
So
I think that's awesome.
yeah,
I like. He calls them waking dreams, and so I know this is kind of like first introduction to this, but like, did you guys wanted this to last like longer? Like, I mean, he has them every once in a while, but like, it kind of peters off, and like, obviously, you need time to tell the real story, and like, you don't have to go back in time to his goddamn memories all the time because we all know he has them. But like, I wish they never really went away, and like, you still kind of saw this more often, like throughout the rest of the series.
Once you get the idea, you've got the idea, I guess.
I know, and I get that, like, economy of words and everything.
Unless they
but,
were
like,
more relevant to the core story somehow, that would have been interesting.
So like they at least continue on through.
Yeah, I mean, but you could make the memory relevant to like what he's going.
That's what I mean.
I guess he
We've
just
done
starts applying that knowledge instead of having an actual remnant, like where he recognizes it's a memory and then applies it. He just like absorbs it all and then just starts using it in his life all the time. So I guess that's more. I guess
you really don't need it to like repetitively been pushed down your throat that like of a specific memory. But like, for instance, in like the next scene or whatever, when Jason DeSale's like telling a story or singing a song or whatever, and he's like, I remember that's not how it happened, kind of thing. I love that, like, and it's just like, that didn't really have any relevance per se, other than just be like, it's yet another memory that popped into his brain. Anyway,
but he keeps those memories continue popping up at least through book 5, because when he does the dance with what's her name in was it Erangel? Oh,
the dance part, yeah.
Sorry, my computer just.
But eventually, that all integrates.
We heard it
for him and for us. Like, we don't need a constant reminder of that.
Like Blind of
But I
Fools,
think
like Betsy.
with Betsy, that's exactly right. Betsy and Erangel. But I think that's a fascinating thing, though, right? I think it adds like value to him as a person to read from, and I mean, I think it'd be really cool to look into kind of like the history of some of this shit, right? Like, we get the history of music, we get the history of dance, that kind of thing. That's actually adds backbone and muscle to the entire. Mayron on the other side of Erangel. Apologies.
Maybe we would have
how
more
dare you, Jono.
if they had done the other novels.
Yeah, that would have been cool if they'd done those. Yeah.
I don't know why.
You mean those ones that they'll eventually do when they want money?
Yeah.
You mean the ones that I'll do?
Yeah. Well, we're halfway.
And I'll post them exclusively on our MySpace page.
Look at the bottom. MySpace.com/tWoTcast.
Yeah. I was just about to take that off, and then I'm like, now it's relevant again. I can leave it.
Yeah. Just gonna leave that there, scrolling forever.
I gotta tell you, I put a picture up and made a post, and not a single comment or anything.
Listen, I mean, I tried doing just a search for tWoTcast MySpace, but nothing comes up. So do I have to sign up first and then
I think
look
you just
for
do
you guys?
I think you just do the scroll.
Tom, can you text me the link for your page?
Yeah, Tom, text the link.
Kidding me?
Tom,
rolling
text
across.
me.
Stop.
the bottom of the screen
No,
for an hour.
What's the link, I wonder?
I went straight to it.
If there's some way we could figure out what the link is.
It's like your number one bookmark. Gotta start writing.
Are you sure you spelled it right? It says we are tWoTcast.
So you've seen it.
Good job,
Oh, I
Tom.
did. Hold on, fix that. Yeah, that's what I need.
So Jason Attell comes up to Matt and starts drilling him about like Ruidian, and I love how he's just like, Matt's like, it's weird because he just went right past the Tree of Life and started asking me about the buildings, like shit. I'm like, because he's like, what about that fog? How long did it take? What did it feel like? Like asking him all that, and he's like, yeah, but inside the Tree of Life was there. And he's like, yeah, whatever. I was in the Age of Legends. I know all about that. Anyway, tell me more.
We learned what's going on here. I'm sorry, I spoke over you, Taffy.
Yeah.
No, I was just commenting. It's not nothing. What were you saying?
It's really interesting. Like once you realize what's going on here, like at first it's just like a human looking for pieces of information, and then you're like, realize that. Tell me what you saw. Like not the tree. Who gives a fuck about the most legendary tree in the world? Because there were thousands of those when I grew up. Did you happen to see like any like, this tall? Rail.
Yeah, did you see any like small statues holding a globe?
That's probably why he got pissed when that what's her name, that chick's name? That pulled him away. Well, we know who she was disguised, her disguise was, but yeah, when she pulls him away and he's getting mad because he's like, I was so close to asking him specifics about which things.
And she's like, we're not here for Ruidian, you bitch. Get in the wagon.
Kind of clam up, like he said he noticed that right before she got in the wagon, she was like, she'd kind of backed down a little bit. So maybe he had made his point that like, I was this close, you stupid bitch. Like I almost like got the information I was looking for.
Calling Lanfear a stupid bitch, that would be
yeah, just burned. Just ashes.
Immediately dead.
I love his whole story that he wanted to be immortal so he could just fucking play music. And like, he's just really so cool. I mean, that's mostly it, right? He didn't he just want to be a musician and like
he wanted to keep
generally,
learning. He wanted to live forever so he could like continue to make music, I think.
Yeah.
What if I became a Forsaken because I was like, I want to see how the MCU plays out for like
that'd be like me being like I really want to see phase 8 of the MCU.
I want to be around for the reboot and I want to see it go through everything all over again. Let's go.
The funny thing about Asmodeus, remember, like he was actually like most famous as a child prodigy, and like that's as opposed to like really being like a number one of all fucking time. Like he was just like hit the scene so early, which is
it's
really
almost
funny.
like a parallel for the Crossroads story, right?
With Robert Johnson.
Yeah, like selling your soul to be
there's Robert. Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
What's that?
Yeah, I didn't realize that there was.
Well, Glenn said Asmodean was totally Robert Johnson. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Fuck yeah. Great point.
Imagine if you sold your soul to the devil so you could listen to music forever, and then you came back to this time they don't even have like iPods or anything. Like
you'd be like, what the fuck is this?
They got
iPods.
iPod.
I want an iPod.
iPod Mini.
Have iPod Nanos.
I want a Nano.
Also, on that note, what's funny is like Matt actually thinks that when Jason Attell starts like playing one of the songs, now granted, maybe he's never a great singer as opposed to like instrumentalist.
He's comparing him to Tom the whole time.
Yeah, and he's like, Tom's better. Again, very funny.
Well, he's like, Tom would never act like that. Oh, that's Tom. Like just back of he's like, oh, Tom would definitely stand like that, but he's not. He wouldn't do that. That's ridiculous, or whatever. That was
one of these dudes is a celebrated musician from 3,500 fucking years ago. The other one's like a wizened court bard who's not even like really remembered in his own time.
We all know that Tom's the best storyteller in all of the Wheel of Time,
but also musician.
That's true.
And all that. Yeah, so very much a polymath.
That shuffle.
Okay.
It's even worse than a minute.
Hello, hi Ryan. Hello.
Hi Ryan.
Yeah.
Hi.
Got to make do with being an average cleaner. Yeah.
I mean, who knows? Like maybe he can actually shred, but he's like, I'm just
maybe he's holding back
my part.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm not playing full out for these assholes.
Maybe.
Yeah.
It's fucking savages.
Yeah.
That iPod shuffle with no screen that was like that big, and it's like I guess you just listen to whatever it plays.
Shuffles. Yeah.
That's it.
It wasn't that bad. You can skip.
What's the
and go
point? I
back.
don't know. I know, but you can't even see what it is. Like if you don't know the song immediately, you're like, "What was this one?"
Well, it
It's
only
kind
had
of
like
delightful.
20 songs on it or whatever. You just loaded up like a playlist or whatever.
That's so weird. Could you even imagine that now? You piece of shit. It
20
was the
songs,
most
like-
advanced goddamn thing in the world 10 years ago. We're like, wow. Now I wouldn't pick one up off the ground if I saw it. That's wild.
That's the best way of describing that. I would pick a panty up before I picked an iPod shuffle up.
Drive
I'm
over.
pretty sure they were killing people over those a decade ago.
All right, Trolloc fight.
Out of nowhere,
fun.
I like the sentence, the Aiel fight like they've had an hour to prepare.
Yeah,
that was
that's
fucking
good.
awesome. Like, just spectacular. Like, just such a concise way of telling how much of badasses they are.
Yeah.
Rand fights with a fire sword. Matt gets sucked into the fighting, and then barely survives a Miradrall attack, which happens to Perrin just a few chapters from now. That's interesting. I thought that was interesting. It was just like interesting that the Miradrall almost killed Matt, and then 3 chapters later, Miradrall almost kills Perrin.
I think I said it earlier, but this is probably the last book where anyone's actually afraid of Miradrall. Like, it's,
I mean, basically after that.
Yeah.
I mean, like even in that chapter, Perrin's having a like recalls them fighting Trollocs and how they just destroyed a Miradrall.
Yeah.
You know. Matt. This is something we never really answered 14 years ago or whatever. Matt's Foxhead medallion seemed to pulse with the cold. Like, is that like someone attacking him, or is that just channelings happening around him?
Around him.
Really? Don't they answer that later?
Yeah, it's happening around him.
But later in the book.
That's what you said. That's what you said, John.
I don't think it turns cold anytime somebody channels around him.
It does.
So the distinction is that it's cold versus cool to the like it gets cool if someone's channeling near him. If it's touching, the flows are touching him, it gets cold. But then he describes it as pulsating with cold. So like I don't know what that fucking means.
I thought it only got cold because
like,
it's basically absorbing the
confused.
weeds, and that's what makes it cold in the first place. Because someone's trying to channel at him.
So what is like Lanfear just like fucking throwing shit at him?
No, I think that it's just like his first usage of it. So
fireball
on his terminology. I think it's
just fireball hits him and just dissipates. The fuck?
I think it's just someone is channeling close to him. Rand being one, and and the rest. So that's an interesting question. Why man is asking is like, is the trick to a Miradrall to stick your thumb in its butthole? Like, do Miradrall have buttholes?
Everyone wants to know.
Let's do 20 minutes on that.
Okay.
I mean, like, think about like they don't have eyes.
Does it have a butthole?
It's like a normal face without eyes. Is their ass shapely because they're athletic, they're strong, that kind of thing? You know, they clearly they can run, walk all day.
Yeah.
But, you know, so you're looking at it, you're like, hey, that's a nice ass. Then all of a sudden you realize there's no butthole. Like the look of the iris.
Do you think they're smooth down there?
I think they're 100%
Kendall.
Just like the brown.
No, they grape.
If you stick their thumb in their butthole, you've created a butthole. So you've punctured their body.
Yeah,
and that's why
that's where they're most vulnerable.
Where would you give a Miradrall a butthole? Where would you put it? On
right between the butt cheeks.
It's the navel.
Okay. Oh, all right.
They poop out of their stomach. Just goes right. It's more efficient that way.
Maybe they don't poop. Maybe they absorb it into their body, and that's why their blood and everything is so venomous.
I imagine.
Just,
Do they eat?
I would be venomous too.
They're giving you sepsis with their own shit. Can't even fuck you up.
It all makes sense.
So the fight suddenly ends, and Matt watches the peddlers, in quotations, come out of the wagons, and he's like, "What the fuck?" Like the Trollocs would burn those wagons down, whether you're hiding or not, you idiots, you know, kind of thing.
What was Matt's alternative for that? Should they have run into the desert screaming?
Maybe.
I think it was more
under
of
the
why didn't you help
wagons?
us fight somehow, you assholes. I don't know.
I mean, I think it's probably better to like face it on your feet than cowering in what's going to be like realistically a like a tinderbox, almost literally, because they're wooden fucking wagons. But
I was gonna say, would it be better to burn or get eaten by Trollocs? But I guess if you're burned, you're just a cooked meal for a Trolloc.
And which they do appreciate, right? Like they're not Elias over
dead before they eat and rape you, though.
Do you think that there's always just one Trolloc that's on like cookpot duty, and they always have to like pull They're like at the end.
They're always carrying
they're
the
just
big
waiting
pots.
there, and they're like just pulling them, like
He's running
behind
and picking up body parts and throwing them in as they go.
Yeah.
It's getting heavier. He's like more and more mad, but then he's like, "But we're gonna eat so good."
Yeah. Either we win and we light a fire, or I'm gonna die.
Is this guy like is he the best cook or the worst fighter, or just kind of?
They don't care about. It's not like he's fucking sneezing shit.
We don't know.
It's worst fighter. It's worst fighter.
Well, you killed it.
We know.
Thanks, Joe.
I have a this day in tWoTcast history. You guys ready for that?
Oh yes.
Yeah, all right. So they do come out of the wagons.
Yeah, they come out of the wagons.
What do you think about?
Like,
what do you think about Lanfear and Asmodean though, spending all this time in this wagon together?
Yeah. Well,
are they traveling in and out of the wagons?
How big is a wagon?
I would say.
How big is
But
a
if
wagon?
they are, how do they travel back into the wagon? It's moving. They don't know where it is.
Oh yeah.
Does traveling work that way? Like if you travel out of a car and then it drives 100 miles away, can you travel back into it because you know that location?
Yeah, even though it's moved.
I feel like they talk about it. I talk about the sea.
Or is it a Harry Potter wagon, where it's like a giant wagon inside, but it looks tiny outside?
So it's the entire.
You walk in, they accidentally leave the door open, and someone just looks inside, and they're like, "What the hell?"
Somebody goes in and like, "Hey guys," and they just fall, and they're like, "Oh my god!" It's like a giant mansion in there.
Did you say, "Hey guys"?
Hey guys.
I don't understand how they're being that confined together.
Because they're magical Harry Potter wagons. That's exactly.
It has to be a magical.
There's no
Harry
way
Potter
you
wagon.
can get through without that.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
That was beautiful.
I mean, it's a great point. Like, Lanfear and Asmodean just spending that much time in a fucking wagon together, like it's insane.
Well, also
they're just sitting like this, staring at each other.
It really is like the size of an SUV, probably. They're just like, well, how the plan's going. How long can you conference about that before you're just like, I guess we have 9 more hours going through the desert.
And I know it's a disguise, but Lanfear is like a third of that fucking like.
Oh,
SUV
she drops
right
that
now.
the second she walks inside. You know she does.
But if someone were to ever like enter at the same time, she's got to fucking puff up.
No one's entering the wagon. They lock it.
Do you think it's just like an actual? Do you think she actually like if someone touched her, like? Do you think
you'd go right through
it. Yeah.
That's the danger of doing a mirror of mist as a fat person because
you're just like a skinny person moving inside of this giant balloon.
Yeah, they don't even have to touch you. They just need to get within 5 feet, and you probably like don't realize you're like I'm probably
no one wants to
like
touch
shit. They already touched me. You think that's the move?
Yeah.
Your disguise should always
just
like you have a lot of boils and pustules, so like everyone's like stay away.
Oh yeah,
the dick
that's
is
a good idea.
I'm thinking about it. All right, last point here in this chapter, by the way, is from Rand's point of view, and I cannot fucking stand Egwene.
Oh, stop being mean to Avienda.
Yeah,
he's like,
what are you doing to her?
Riding my horse. It's because she's been listening to him. That's why. He's like, what did I do? From his perspective, he's like, what the fuck is she talking about? And from her perspective, she's like, Rorik's giving her shit. You're yelling at her to tell her what the scouts did. I mean, it makes sense.
No,
from her perspective.
It's fucking
from
bullshit. It's bullshit. Anyway, next chapter, next song, Joe.
So Ayusha's going back to you can travel in and out of the wagon as long as you know the space that you're traveling from. So, like, if the wagon moved, though,
I mean,
that's something we didn't really unpack.
Yeah, well, I don't
feel like that's possible.
Really given, like, again, I don't think you can.
Then they'd have traveling grounds later on in the
I don't necessarily disagree that that's possible, but I don't think that's got to be right. I feel like that.
Yeah, I can't. I mean, I get like technicality of the way it's phrased. I get it, but like,
Yeah.
Taffy, what do you think? Can you travel into a car?
Well, what if there's like a portal in there, like a portable portal, like
What?
porta potty, but a portable portal.
They've got like a port key from Harry Potter. Thrangreel. Man, there's a lot of Harry Potter references. Everything.
Yeah, I miss
Harry
a
Potter's
lot
all
of them.
rip-off.
I don't know the movies or books. I mean, I read the first book and it didn't.
It would be like a
catch me.
Thrangreel shaped like a shoe, but it like if you pick it up, it takes you to like wherever.
Okay.
Like the
Or just like I don't know, like maybe like a
What if they're
mini
both just
portal
going into the world of
stone,
dreams to
you know?
like get the fuck away from each other? They're just like going in there and falling asleep immediately.
They just sit there.
See you later. I'm out.
Yeah.
Just grumpily going to bed.
Yeah.
I don't know. Again, I
Thank
don't
you
think
for
that I used to
explaining the Harry Potter.
Yeah, see, I don't
references
know
that
if I buy this. You can
Yeah.
so all you need to know is the inside of your car and you can just plop anywhere it's at. I don't know. I don't know if I buy that. I like it. I don't buy it.
Chapter 38, Hidden Faces.
Hidden facades. Wait, what?
Facus.
Okay.
Garden of Silver Breezes in Tanchico. Which, by the way, it's a hell of a wine shop. This place sounds kind of awesome, other than the overwhelming amount of political intrigue, which I don't give a fuck about in a real point of view. Probably a great spot to get a drink.
I agree.
Yeah. It sounds like a nice affable place. Extremely expensive, so maybe not the
Very
best.
private.
Yeah.
Yeah. With a bunch of masks and stuff like that. So
Yeah, everyone's just and the you don't know.
I had to say,
curtains. Shades? What do they have? I don't know.
well, they have curtains at the front for the wind to come through and close if you need, but also like there's walls between every table, but they're also quasi see-through, so you would know if someone's like spying on you. It just feels like a good place, like if you're into some weird sex, like a little public orgy. Yeah. Like you're already
Tanchico tea house is good for weird sex.
Yeah.
it's a wine shop.
Oh, sorry.
You're already wearing the mask, like up from here, mouth is open,
All the eyes wide shut parties happen there.
Yeah, this is pretty much
That's a good point.
and the ass wide open. So
with eyes wide open.
Yeah, thank you. I was waiting for one of you fuckers to do that.
I'm glad someone.
Can you guys sing it together, please?
His ass wide open.
Thank. Oh,
I was laughing too hard.
thank you.
Sorry.
Did you do that too?
Yes.
Or was that? Oh my gosh, that was fucking.
Tom
Thanks,
did.
guys. That was great.
Tom did
I thought that was you.
something.
He joined in. It was fantastic.
So Again's talking to Florin Gelb. We already have a. I already have a this day in tWoTcast history. I have 2 for this chapter, so I guess let's just play this one right now.
Okay.
All right.
Why is later
Gelb
on
getting Adam? And where is he getting them? And what's the point of this?
He's getting them because they want them all back because they're stupid.
They lost them?
Well, it's from the Soul Dam that went missing, that weren't able to come back during Fall.
And presumably they stole Adam's?
Well, no, I think that they always have a couple just in case they need to, if they find, like any domain.
Yeah.
And
So the Soul Dams are just running around with the extras?
yeah, they probably do. Why not? It's like,
Just in their
I always
pocket.
run around with like a couple condoms and like never know what's gonna happen at night.
Anyway.
You run around with a couple condoms?
Condoms. I got a condom, and I always have one around my.
Could you see the
right below my head? I've always got one right below my
see the
head.
apostrophe I put in that word, by the way?
Condom. Let's start calling it that. We're gonna call it our condom, man. Condom.
Do you have a condom?
I'd like to purchase these condoms, please.
All silvery and shit.
That was. Oh, I'm sorry. I
just-
forgot to clap.
Oh,
I have to go back
Beautiful.
and re-listen to these shows.
Tom,
Yeah.
I just love you going. Did you hear that invisible apostrophe I put in there? Made my. When I laugh out loud at our own old podcast, I have to be like, all right, that's a clip.
The whole time I was like, Why is Mana playing in the background? I
Yeah,
guess
because we said Igananan. We were trying to like pronounce her name.
I was like, are we gonna find out the bit, or is that just gonna
Igananan? No, it's just in the background.
I think every other episode.
I don't know.
I mentioned how much I regret.
That's perfect.
Our inability to have music anymore. Like that was probably.
Oh yeah, I do miss that.
Dumb fun things. It became.
Well, it's because we would make references to stuff, but I could layer it in later. Like I would have to have like everything at my fingertips. I only have an iPad Shuffle.
Right.
I was actually, as we were listening to that, I was like, is YouTube gonna shut us down?
Maybe.
Nah,
They're gonna catch us.
It's layered. It's layered underneath, you know.
It's like
I'm just listening to a song.
I think if you can do anything you want as long as you just say it's parody once in a while.
That's what, and there we go.
That seems to be the world now, isn't it?
It's just parody.
Parody?
trademark.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it very much is.
All right, before we get sidetracked with insane and sadness, how excited are you that Florin Gelb is back? One of everyone's favorite characters from book one.
I was mind blown that he like name checked him and he was like back. I was like, and where Bail Doman is? Like, seems a little far fetched.
Brings back everyone at all.
Yeah, but the place and location, and I don't know.
What's funny is like I remember thinking like in one of my rereads, like I feel like Florin Gelb kind of got a bad deal. Like like he was asleep, or actually he wasn't asleep. Like I'm sorry, he was asleep, but he actually had tied the fucking thing off, the boom off, and so he was legitimately confused as to what the fuck had happened when Rand like jumped on. He's like, in this case,
kicked him in the
head. But here he is already as a wonderful character, having already snatched a number of women off the fucking road. Like that's
just
like
in the old podcast, he said he's grabbing women willy-nilly. Yeah. He really is.
He's like a legit human trafficker. Like,
yeah.
One of them again is like, and then I had to kill her because that's all I can do.
We don't hear a lot about that.
No, but like that's what
kind of put that under the rug.
Pretty fucked up. Like at first, like I said, I was like, maybe he's kind of got a bad rap because he's a dick, but like he starts almost an insurrection or a mutiny. And then I remember reading this and going like, oh, fuck me, no. This is a terrible piece of shit who is 100% hey, pay me, and maybe this will be the right women. Maybe not.
Imagine if you were looking for a job and they're like, what did you used to do? And he's like, well, I worked on a boat, but I wasn't that great at it. And like, would you like to try human trafficking? Yes. I think I could excel.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I'd be pretty good at that. Does it matter who it is? No. Okay. Just any
human trafficking. Good idea.
This vaguely resembles the person you're looking for. Yes. No, wrong hair color. Totally wrong height.
The boat brought things places. I could bring people places. It's in my wheelhouse.
Yeah.
Hey, Patrick's here.
If you're gonna traffic, they're gonna go by boat.
Well, Patrick just got here and he missed everything about babies on a plane. I guess we have to start over.
We gotta start all the way over. So after a Ganon, are we done with the Ganon?
Yeah. Lastly, she sees two people. One, Bail Doman. Surprise, surprise. Again, Florin Gelb just walked out of that same fucking place. So how it is that he's not just dead? Like to your point,
just murdered. Because Bail Doman, once he casts off a crewmate, he's like, "You're done. You're
do you
just."
think
Bail
she was
a good judge of character?
Oh,
what?
Yeah. Do you think she was instantly attracted to him that for like when she saw, but she didn't recognize it, of course. But like,
you're talking about in book two?
I don't know. I think we see the moment where she kind of realizes like
it took her a while to realize it.
But... Yeah, doesn't she kind of like see him differently in a different light, like relatively soon, and just kind of
it's in that hallway.
I appreciate you.
Like she's just like, wait a minute.
Well, she also tries to punch him a little bit in a couple chapters. She tries to punch him in the stomach, and like he kind of takes it well, and then she gets wet for that. The worst part is I'm not even like that's not really a jump. That's just in the writing.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. It's definitely really there.
Joe, I did that Rory Scovel joke just for you.
Thank you.
So
Joachim Carradine.
She sees Carradine, and holy fuck, at the beginning of Carradine's point of view is one of the most amazing things. Scott has calluses.
Calluses.
So 2 months ago, he found his I forget if it's his cousin was found skinned alive in his bedchamber.
Yeah.
3 months ago, his sister was taken by Myrdral at her wedding.
Mm-hmm.
Again, that should be pretty famous, right? Like that, or infamous. Like that should be something talked about in the middle of Altara. That
Jono, that's our next daily double.
Oh, all right. Let's hear it.
All right.
I love that we find out exactly how long this is from when Ishmael dies, because no one's died in his family in 2 months. He hasn't gotten word, so he's actually even more nervous.
Yeah, he's freaking out. He's like, am I running out of time?
You'd think that people would talk about this more, though. Like in the middle of a wedding, a fucking Myrdral starts off with a fucking there's the bride to be. Thank you, she's mine. What the fuck?
He's wearing a tux that hangs through the ground with fluttering the wind.
The tux is all
Myrdral in a tux.
His tail's on the tux, just lay limply.
Is the shirt white?
The breeze never ruffles.
Or is that black too?
It's all black tux, all black ties. Does anyone have any words to say? I do.
It's like, why didn't that groomsman get a haircut?
Why does the groom not have any eyeballs?
What's happening here?
No, he just slipped out of a shadow and grabbed her and just runs off.
I hope he runs off too, like some type of like an insane jog. Like, look what I got. Like, it's not like he takes her in the middle of like this is mine. Just takes her and jogs away. Like, look, woo, have some fun tonight.
I love your
crazy
voice.
Thank you.
Say I do.
I do.
You are now pronounced.
Now I really like the idea of the Myrdral replacing the groom, but nobody noticing. And he's just waiting for the right moment.
Because no one wants to make eye contact. Well, the groom's kind of creeped me out today. That's the bachelor. What was the bachelor party for that like?
Seriously, the bachelorette party for her was the last good time she was ever going to have.
Sad.
The bachelor party.
Now they're using her to make Myrdral swords.
They're at a strip club and
sad.
Sad.
Using her to make Myrdral swords is definitely a great term for like future rape victim. That's it.
It was dark.
Talking about it, like
women don't last as long.
One Myrdral do that? Like nobody was ready for it. Did he swoop in like Batman? Did he like ride on a horse?
That's what I'm saying. That's
like
Jono's point. It's like it's insane.
Yeah,
like it's just a wedding filled with people, and the Myrdral just grabs her and runs off. Like
also, if you go back to your room and you walk in and your cousin's in it skinned alive, and you call the police, you're suspect number one.
Yeah, this happened. I was not responsible.
there.
I just walked into the room.
You cannot clean that up.
No. The second you walk inside, blood's dripping off the ceiling all over your clothes. You're fucked. You got DNA all over you.
And then a month later, Myrdral steals your cousin from a wedding. Where are the detectives in this world? Where's the police?
We're about to see some. It's the Seeker. Yeah. He has a little badge.
We'll get to it.
I always imagine it's just like, you're in trouble now.
Taffy, you were going to say something.
My bad.
And then these arrogant pricks spoke over you.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we do here.
Yeah,
that's what happens.
Never talk again.
Well,
oh, sorry.
okay.
No, go on.
Well, it adds to his internal thought when he's thinking about all this, and he talks about how, and we all know women probably don't last as long as men. Like they go crazy longer, but that's what like a dude like him would totally think. The internal dialogue of all the characters, like it really gives these beautiful little insights to their who they are and like how they think, and so when they make decisions later and do, yeah. I mean, it's not even like he just thinks you know, who knows? Maybe women do go crazier faster, but like it's just his opinion on the world in general. Like,
well, he's not wrong.
And then, but that's also what his passing thought was about his sister being taken. And she probably didn't last that long, the dumb bitch.
Yeah.
Like they don't last, you know.
This first thought. Somebody needs to do like a Law and Order.
Was that how he phrased it? I thought he phrased it like, I hope she died quickly because I know they take their time. Like I thought it was the reverse of that. Did I read that wrong?
No, he did say it like that, but then he's like, we all know that, you know, chicks don't last. It just like it was just really cool little, all these cool little accents that he adds, like to give you more ideas of how they, yeah.
Like
he's one of the
what's the Law and Order thing, Tom? What were you saying?
Oh, somebody should do a short, like a Law and Order parody of detectives trying to investigate all of Corinne's family
all
members.
the family members that are missing.
So
we're back.
Just walked into the room and this person was torn to ribbons. Yeah, that's what happened. Yeah, just instant arrest.
Yeah.
Everyone.
Gong. It's already to the lawyers. It's been 2 seconds. Guilty, obviously, right? Are we all right?
We don't know how you did it, but we know it's you.
That's a quick episode.
I'm still enamored of the entire bachelor party idea.
Law and Order.
Oh, with like the Trolloc posing as the groom the entire time and getting away with it.
Yeah, everything about that. I was very happy.
Pretty great.
Yeah.
Liam said the bedroom had full white tiles.
It's probably a woman's bedroom.
It's a good callback, Liam. Good job.
Yeah.
I see a modern day stripper giving a lap dance to a mirror drill.
Jesus Christ.
And everybody else is too drunk to notice that it's weird.
Just the facts, ma'am. Calm it down. America sprang out of a shadow. He was wearing a tux, which I thought was weird.
With the water cloak, right? Like when the wind blows, it doesn't move. If he gets in a wreck, like let's say he kind of like it has the cloak across his like laps because he's nervous about, you know, as
we already determined they're smooth like Ken down there.
No, they're buttholes.
Shadow victims unit.
No buttholes, but they do have dicks. They
there's two dicks.
Oh, they got dicks.
Yeah, that's true. They are rapey.
So when it comes out of the cloak, it looks like
do you know the Dark
this.
One's threefold plan, Tom? I keep calling it threefold. It's pronged. It's pronged plan.
I think that there's many folds once they're done.
The other,
I don't know if I get that.
Yep, reference them a lot lately, but it's
no. Yeah, that's a good question. No pee holes.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
They have dicks, but no pee holes. Wait.
Hashtag no pee holes.
But mirror cum must factor into this somehow.
Yeah,
it's part of the backup. All the stuff inside of them that makes them evil.
No.
And toxic.
Septic cum as well.
They're just full. Like they don't have any internal organs. It's just all piss and shit and cum inside of them. Maybe that's why they can move sinuously.
Yeah.
Because they're just all liquid inside.
Yeah.
Like, no bones like a snake.
Yeah.
No bones. Yeah, no bones.
Yeah.
God damn.
It's starting to make sense now.
They need to go to the Harry Potter Hogwarts infirmary. They've got that potion.
Oh, yeah.
Just grows your bones right back.
Skelegrow. All right.
Skelegrow. Thank you, Jono.
You're welcome.
One bone. You're wrong, Tom.
I see.
Do they have snaky tongues? Do they? I don't think so.
I think so.
They do in the show because they changed everything.
The babies and Babies on a Plane do.
Yes.
Yeah, those
but
babies.
Not mirror draw.
Babies on a Plane do. Yeah.
Anyway. So Jacob Carradin's meeting with King.
He's meeting with a bunch of very mysterious men from Tanchico. I don't know what you're talking about, John.
Yeah. Who are desperate to have the White Cloaks help to secure the city and especially the Panarch's palace.
Mm-hmm.
The old Panarch is dead. Amathera is not yet sworn in. She is fucking King Andric, but the merchants don't want to swear her in. Because what's that?
I don't think she is.
Willfully?
I mean, there's no ghost peppers up her ass.
Singing. Actually,
yeah,
it's not ghost peppers. It's
We don't know
salt peppers. Salt pepper dildos. I feel like that's what we're getting. Body songs.
Body songs, salt pepper dildos.
Yeah.
You know, I had completely forgotten about Mirrorsroll in a tuxedo, and then it brought to mind Mirrorsroll Butler was a character we came up with later. Don't remember when. And I'm just like, I can't wait for all these characters. I totally forgot.
Do we ever answer the question? Is the shirt white?
I think Jono said it's black with a black tie. He's all black.
Full black tuxedo.
Yeah, but he could do like
probably
charcoal.
looking good.
Yeah, he's a suave man.
Yeah, very fashionable.
I hope they don't look like the big white book fucking Mirror Trial haircut, which just looks like a little bit like a goonish bowl cut. Remember that?
Yeah, maybe that wasn't great.
You know that like dead grown thug in the in the Blight that like kills people and makes the swords. I think on the way to work every day.
I love salt pepper dildos.
Christy Drone, the thin thug that just makes all the tuxedos
with an ice pipe.
No butt plugs. They don't have buttholes.
Red shirt, black, everything else. Okay. All right, Glenn.
Red's classic.
Red shirts.
Black on black is cool guy prom. It's true. You don't think the Mirrorsroll is going to pull a cool guy prom outfit? I think it would.
Oh, yeah.
That would have been a great reaction from Rand when he saw Mirrorsroll and like Bearlawn, and he was just like, "Oh, cool guy prom."
Yeah, what are you? Cool guy prom?
Okay, boomer.
I'm not scared of you.
This guy's also coming to get milk. I don't think so. Uh-oh.
So Carradin's asked to take over the Panarch's palace, and then he goes back to his rooms thinking of nothing but whiskey. But Leandrin's there. And she immediately asks him to take over the Panarch's palace, and he's like, "This is weird." Weird scenario, but I will do that. And hopefully I won't get in too much trouble.
Can you imagine if they're just like, "We're gonna make you do whatever we want, or we're gonna kill your entire fucking family," and you're just like, "I think I'm gonna drink a lot because
this isn't. I gotta find Rand al'Thor and kill him. This is. I get
that instinct, and then they're just like, "You fucking drunk. We're gonna kill you with alcohol." I'm like, who wouldn't be drinking?
Yeah.
They scanned my cousin and left her in my bed.
Mirrorsroll and Tuxedo stole my sister.
This is outrageous.
I like when he's pleading with Leander and he's like, I have another sister. He's like giving up his family.
He's giving up random cousins. Like he is.
Yeah. He's like, I've got other people.
So
I have more time.
Everything Jacob Carradin, like at one point, like he's like a menacing character at first, right? When he's bored, you're like, this guy's a fucking dark friend. And then thereafter, like he plummets into just like insanely stupid, like not stupid, but just like everything he does is comical in its own way, and just the depths of like just trying to avoid getting fucked harder than he already has fucked himself. Also, I love the fact that at one point he's wondering, like, while he's walking back to his room, he's like, where is Rand al'Thor? He's got to be either in Altera, Terabon, Almouth Plain.
Yeah, he's got to be nearby.
Yeah, if he learned,
got all these Dragonsworn in the countryside. He's got to be with one of those groups.
3,000.
Nowhere fucking. He's on the other side of the goddamn planet.
He would lose his fucking dick. Like, it's just not great for him.
I didn't have any more. I don't have any more this day in histories, of course. But Tom said something like, "It's too bad he just didn't have an iPhone." It's just figured out where he was.
Better.
Oh shit, he's over there. He's in Tyr. Oh god.
Yes. No. Oh god damn it! I can't read my writing again.
All right, I'm gonna hit chat for a second because this is funny. Glenn said, "I just wonder, do fetches see in color?" And they can see writing. And then Light Blinded Fool said, "Stop trying to make fetch a thing, Glenn."
I saw him
said never. It's just a chat conversation, but it was lovely.
It's awesome. I love it.
Yeah. I think it was brandy. Not in this case, DK Moon. He specifically said whiskey in his room.
But brandy is what he dies from, is what.
Yeah.
Maybe Brandy's the name of his cousin.
Yeah.
Now that's
twofold.
Hey, just so you
She's
know,
a fine girl.
I'm gonna go after the cigarette, but just to update
Yeah.
everybody, we do have a MySpace connection. Drab Shadow.
Yay!
Awesome. Drab always comes through. Well, please send me
if there was
link.
a fan of ours on this
I
planet
texted it
that
to you.
joined our MySpace
did you? I'm
first.
sorry, Tom. And thank you.
Also, it scrolls down the bottom every fucking 10 minutes for like an hour.
Oh my gosh, this is amazing.
Oh man.
Did you
All right, so Landon's waiting in his room, threatens him. She basically only adds on like get rid of the guards, and he's like, "How the fuck am I gonna do that?" She's like, "Figure it out, you cunt. You're a dog now." You know, like, and he's like, "Oh shit, I guess I am."
It's fun to read Leandrin.
Leandrin was
just
very
terrible.
interesting.
Yeah, she's like very focused, and there's nothing good about her, and that's what makes her interesting. She's just terrible.
She falls real fast after this. Like that. This one little bit from her perspective is, or maybe it's later or earlier, but
yeah, this is the end pretty much for her because as we'll find out in a minute,
where you're just like, yeah.
Well, I guess let's get to her point of view, right?
Oh, just a second. I'm sorry.
Anyway.
Can I just say real quick, Tom? Good job.
Yeah.
I'm pretty excited to sign up. I never was on the first time around.
Oh well, let's go. Let's go.
We're about to find out your music interests. Yeah.
You're about to have a thriving MySpace page.
I'm
Put all your
excited.
videos and mixes and music and connections. Like
I have no idea what's in store for me. It's so exciting.
One hell of a future, I'll tell you that much.
You know what? I'm gonna get on every day. We're gonna, Tom, while you're gone with the baby, we're gonna blow this MySpace page. When you get back, we're gonna be like, look at this.
That's gonna be Tom's fucking job. Always got the baby is to work on our MySpace account.
We're gonna have like 10
there you
people. We'll have 10 people interacting on there, and the people that own it will be like, "Wait a minute, people are back on MySpace."
Why are people signing up all of a sudden?
We should do something with this.
Tom is the new Tom of MySpace. Everybody gets him as a friend. I mean, they should.
Yeah,
he's bringing it back.
Your friend sucks, by the way.
I'm pretty determined.
Can we hack the MySpace code and make our channel like the one that friends every single person when they come on?
I'm saying good night.
I don't think it would be that hard.
Good night, Tom.
All right, good night, Tom.
Say goodbye for at least 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
Tom's saying goodbye for an indefinite amount of time.
Doesn't Tom say goodbye forever?
I'll see you.
Or is that?
I hope you die horribly.
Yeah, it'll be a while.
That? One of you guys have said that before.
I used to say that a lot.
You used to say it. Okay.
Yeah.
Piece of shit.
Tom, it was super fun to hang out with you.
I know, it was good. I'm really glad this was my final for a while that you were on.
Thank you.
Tom, that almost sounded genuine.
Bye, Tom.
I love the fact that
Bye, Tom.
Tom's my buddy.
You'll be missed.
Yeah. I like that he looked so like.
Wait, he's gonna be gone for a while.
So like with the baby coming any time now, like he's like, I don't want to do the show and drink and then have to like go to the hospital in the middle of the night kind of thing. So he's just,
Hey, sure.
He's being whiny and tapping out early when he doesn't need to. That's really what it comes down
to. Cunt. Anyway, so Leandrin point of view, right? That's where we are.
Yeah. Are we?
Walks back to the palace, and they're confused. I love the fact that they're confused why Carradine thinks that he should be trying to kill Rand because they're there to control Rand. And the point is just differing points of view from the Forsaken.
Yeah, she was like, "This is weird that he thought this because."
Yeah.
In her brain, she's like, "Aren't all dark friends on the same page?" And like, to us as the readers, we're like, "That's silly." But I mean, like, from her perspective, I guess, is that really that surprising? That like, wouldn't she assume that other dark friends have different plans from different?
Well, I guess.
Or is she that like naive that she thinks all the dark friends have like this universal plan?
But if you're being like directed by a Forsaken versus like a regular dark friend, I would think you think that they're all on the same plan because they're all directed by the Dark One to some degree.
Yeah.
And like when we get lower, you're kind of more spread out. But obviously the answer is no, that's wrong. Anyway,
did someone just leave the screen? I already forgot.
Yeah.
I mean, aren't all got the same?
Should we just do we should ask Tom to just set up his fucking computer to show his chair, and we just put the pretend I'm here up over and over.
That's a really good idea.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Especially if we don't have a guest, Jono.
No, we'll probably need to work on that. But either way,
I can make that happen.
So they do have the balefire rod, which I love. Like, I don't understand this device, this ter'angreal that shoots out balefire that's uncontrollable. Why does this exist? And like, what the fuck? Yes, he does need Slack. Get on the same channel.
I mean, come on.
Like, why does this balefire rod exist? It's not like balefire.
Something made in the war that, like, for like weaker Aes Sedai that couldn't make balefire.
But I don't.
When they weren't concerned with it, maybe. It obviously has to exist in that period of time before they were like, oh shit, balefire is literally ripping the pattern apart. We should probably stop using this. So before that,
yeah,
but
they were just using it all the time.
Yeah, they were just using it all the time,
willy nilly,
taking out cities. Yeah, so that's interesting.
That has to be it, right? Like, what other reason would there be?
I don't know.
Wartime, and also for weak people that maybe can't do balefire on their own, or maybe as powerfully.
But balefire is not quite like traveling, where like there is a size limitation that we've seen at least.
No, you have to be like X amount of powerful to do balefire, don't you?
Presumably, it's definitely been a lost weave for the most part as well. So it's got.
That's 100% true. Well, that's because they buried it because it was like a forbidden spell, you know.
Yeah.
Forbidden spell.
I like that. Anyway, Gildan is in the room, and Leandrin yells.
Who's that?
I don't know. Some chick who's not at all afraid of being yelled at by Black Ajah and just kind of says, "Okay."
Yeah, I like how mad Leandrin is at her. She's like,
"Yeah,
this bitch never treats me like a servant should." You're like, that's because she's a Forsaken.
Yeah. Closely.
Yeah.
Ikianan again.
Well, but Tom said like a million years ago, it's like, if you're gonna pretend to be a servant, even if you're Mogedian, shouldn't you like play the servant and not like just throw away the disguise the millisecond that you start to be annoyed with the Black Ajah?
No. Fuck it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Why even play the servant?
Forbidden weave. Lambadifier. No, okay. Okay, yeah. Ikianan and Mana.
Sorry, I was kind of contemplating Lambadifier, and I was like, why? What?
Yeah, I was
moving
on. So there's a seeker who comes to talk to Ganon.
I like this Seeker of Truth seems so fucking like menacing at first, and then in like 6 or 7 books, he's such a fucking lost entity. He has no idea what's going on, that he's kind of like neutered. But right now he's pretty interesting. So she comes back home and immediately knows there's someone in her house, goes and gets the pretty much the pistol from the drawer without and he doesn't give a fuck. Shows that he's a seeker.
What did she like put a hair on the door? Like, how did she know?
You can feel a presence.
Yeah. Did she like come home and the door was slightly ajar? She's like, what the fuck? And it's like she kicked it in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pistol drawn, going in.
Yeah.
So if you remember, to your point though, Joe, in Casino Royale, not Casino Royale. What's the first Bond movie? God damn it! Why can't I think of it? Dr. No.
What's the first Bond movie? Dr.
Yeah, Dr. No. He's got, he's got, the hair in the closet. He's got the talcum powder there. And he's got 2 different bottles of vodka, one of which is unopened. That's what she knows. Like, she realizes that, it's not worth it. She's going to have to open up the unopened one just to be safe.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Also, you guys should all watch every Bond movie. They're incredible.
Yeah,
and they are. They're pretty great.
Every single one of them.
Yeah. Anyway, so our seeker friend here, Dr.
Yeah, what about him?
Seriously, that's me. Again, very interesting.
The piece of paper she put in the door had fallen to the floor. That's what I'm talking about. What was her?
Sorry, I didn't mute my screen in time. What'd you say?
Doors are never jars. They're always doors.
That's not true. Sometimes they're windows. Like if you've got a glass in it.
Yeah, sometimes doors are windows.
What now?
Or half a door is a window.
All right.
We don't know.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm just.
He mentions Bell Doman again. The Seeker's like, I came with Bell Doman. This cool, super cool guy, Bell Doman. He's been smuggling all up and down the coast. He's all right. He's a great guy. Like him a lot.
He got me here. Thank you. How do you
I do.
Here, though? Like the salient point is how do you go from what Coronan or whatever?
Well, she mentioned the reason that came up is because she mentions like I didn't hear of you via like the courier ships or something. So there's clearly the Seanchan are just like far enough into the ocean where no one else is really fucking with them or seeing them aside from maybe the sea folk. And then like
capturing every sea folk that comes.
Yeah, they're capturing them. Yeah, or whatever. But they're sending like smaller boats in to like relay messages and whatnot. But I like how one of the things she mentions is like she's funding a soup kitchen with her money, and she's like worried they're gonna find out. The things that she's concerned about are kind of cool and adorable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she's technically there.
She's being set up for you not to hate her like immediately,
Yes.
I guess, for the turn later.
So she's there for a couple of reasons. Number one, to find the Soldam who didn't make it home after the end of book 2.
The Bond movies didn't steal it.
Yeah. The Bond video games did.
The Bond video game did.
That's still pretty rude.
I know, it's pretty rude.
How dare they?
Our lawyers are looking into it.
Yeah.
So they so she's supposed to find what happened to them. The overwhelming assumption is that they've kind of, since it's been several months, they have purposely defected.
Since my cousin was skinned alive.
Since
my cousin Brandy.
Yeah. And my sister was carted off by a fucking weird girl in the middle of dinner and wedding.
What if he picked up like a rag doll and did a spin with her first as he dragged her away?
They danced a little. They had to have. It's a wedding. He's gonna let her have a little fun before he takes her away.
It looks like Ace Ventura 2 when he punches the Monopoly Man and dances with it briefly.
Yes, just like that.
So anyway, Jesus Christ, can't finish a fucking sentence here. Anyway, so the last thing is she has actually found, we find out, one of the Suldam, which is Bethaman, who's been locked in the basement.
She had it for a while, right? Like, because she found her there at Falm
weeks ago, and accidentally took one of Florengelb's fucking Adam and Condom and stuck her to the wall, and then just realized what the fuck that was and how it worked, and has realized that to a certain extent everything the Empire is built on, something fucked up has happened.
I do like Egionan's thoughts here in terms of like I'm not holding this to the side to not report it, but I'm holding it to the side because like I don't want to report something and then get fucking murdered for it. Like I want to like have proof. Like I need to capture another Suldam and test this again. Is this all Suldam? Is this just her? Like she's actually like thinking this through in a crazy way. Like which I sort of like. I don't know, bravo, enjoy, kind of thing. Like,
it's cool because like her whole life, it's being questioned, like everything she's known forever. And instead of spending any time like denying it or trying to fight against it, she's like investigating instead. And like, so that is an interesting thing about her. She just kind of is like, well, I got to figure out what the fuck is actually happening.
Yeah. And also it's interesting because like to a certain extent, it doesn't really feel that. It's like I get why you care, but this is the thing that underpins the entire empire, not just like from a philosophical point of view, but also from a militaristic point of view. Like otherwise, it's just
who does? Bethaman sucks.
Yeah, Bethaman.
Oh, sorry. Light Blinded Fool said, "I have no sympathy for Bethaman."
Right.
She's horrible
because he's sexist.
Well, that's
probably
notwithstanding.
No doubt.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Anyway, well, fuck it. Next chapter, cup of wine.
Yes.
One of my favorite moments happens in this.
Yeah. Oh, what is it?
You guys know.
I'm waiting.
But with Nynaeve, when she's like, "Come here, I want to show you something."
The next chapter.
What? Look, that's the next. Oh, I thought it was. Okay, sorry. I thought it was part of this one.
No, it's a cup of wine. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's good. We can move on.
I'm starting to jump ahead, but like the whole, it's pretty.
Yeah,
good.
I'm good. We can move.
Yeah. Well, you trying to pull a Jono and just like stay back on it? Like,
I was just making sure. Hey, this is the whole reason we're doing this, Jono, is so we can talk about everything we have to talk about before we move on from a chapter.
By the way, we may want to just call it short at 39 and not do 40 at this rate, being 10:20 already.
That's probably my fault. I always do that.
I blame Tom and his whole babies on a plane idea. He's the one who brought up fucking Samuel L. Jackson. That wasn't me.
I blame Joe.
Chapter 39, Elaine gets drunk. Sorry, what were you going to say, Taffy? What's your favorite part?
Oh, because of this.
Yeah.
She comes upstairs, and Nynaeve is like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" She's like, "Come here for a second. Don't put your... Oh, I need you to look down over here for a second.
Kneel down next to this bucket with me.
Can you look at... Yeah.
I love how drunk Elaine must be, where she's like, "This sounds like a good, reasonable request. Okay. Like, I'm okay. I'm going to do it. I'll do it with you."
I absolutely flawless description of a very drunk 18-year-old for her first time, really. Like, if you think like, fucking perfect.
Because she doesn't know what's happening. She doesn't know, like, with the cup being refilled and like just having a great time, and it's perfect.
And I'll be honest, I patterned a lot.
Elaine gets white girl drunk. I think she gets pretty fucking blitzed, dude. I think my exact comment was like, "Oh, I guess date rape exists in the world of the Wheel of Time," because there was some like serving guy that's just like, more wine.
Walker. He did nothing wrong, and
then he asked to take her upstairs. Did nothing wrong, Jono. Come on.
Also,
he's like, "Holy shit! Look at that girl.
Yeah,
let's make sure her wine goblet is constantly full."
Yeah.
Again, do you have a wife, and do you keep her drunk, and do you have sex with her?
Was she roofied or not? That's my question, and I think yes.
Well, that was when she told that to Nynaeve, and the guy he offered to walk me to my room, and that's when Nynaeve's like, "Oh, come here for a second." Like, I think that's what got her to.
Yeah.
She's like, "Come here, you dumbass."
I think you guys are really.
That was a close one.
This man's done work, and
okay, we can forget about it. It's okay.
Yeah, I think this man was trying to do work. I think he's trying to help out.
Disagree completely.
By getting her drunk and fucking her.
The whole city is filled with murderers and thieves. Like, you think he's just a waiter? That's his job. He's just as into human trafficking as Florin Gilb is.
Well, we don't know that.
I mean, I'm pretty sure.
We didn't find out, that's for sure.
It was one cup bottomless. It really was.
Just like a Mirdro. No asshole.
Bottomless.
So they arrive in Tanchico. And ends up they had finally told the men that they're here for the Black Ajah, and they were not exactly excited to hear about that, as you can imagine. I cannot blame Tom.
Yeah.
Julian Sandar.
I thought like Julian and Tom like immediately act like they're bodyguards, like stepping off the boat, and they're like, "You guys are being ridiculous." And then they literally get seen 2 feet down the dock by somebody that they know. They're like, "Oh, hey!" It's because Belle Doman immediately was like, "Hey, you guys, holy shit!" And they're just like, "Shh, we're on the down low," like kind of, and they're just like, "What the fuck?" And then later on, they're like, "We're just gonna go out in the city and look for the Black Ajah," and they're like, "That's a bad idea." And they're like, "You fucking asshole men, you don't know anything. I've got hair color," and you're just like, you got noticed instantaneously upon arriving in this city. Just meet them halfway. I'm not saying don't go out in the city and help search and shit. Like, put on disguises, do whatever you're doing, but like, meet them halfway. you know,
I'm not that upset by it. Like it doesn't.
They are pretty upset by it.
Well, I mean, in fairness, like at this point, Tom and Julian have no idea what Elaine and Nynaeve are capable of. Since the last time they saw them, really, they were already captured by the same people they're hunting now. So I get that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
On the other hand, those people had laid a trap and like knew that Elaine and Nynaeve were coming, whereas here that's not the case. So I think that there are some differences. And as much as I would like to be sexist, and I will be later, I get it, right? They're the only ones equipped to actually look at them and find them. On the other hand, they're also the most easily found because they're known, except for Sandar. Sandar's already been seen by Leandrin and company as well. But anyway, so Bail Doman does see them, and Bail Doman's response is, "This is not going to be like Falm, right? Please fucking tell me it's not like."
Yeah, and then 20 minutes later in the conversation, he's like, "Motherfucker, this is going to be just I need to get the fuck out of here."
Yeah.
Like, God damn it. And he's not fucking wrong.
No, he's not. So he takes him to a place, Three Plum Court, where a friend works, or friend owns, so they can get a room. Where Nynaeve browbeats everyone into helping, as usual. And let's see, are they about to go? They all kind of separate, right? This is where we are.
Also, Julian goes out for the night and doesn't come back, which we find out later. But then Tom decides to like do his thing and like work the crowd and, you know, play his harp and sing a song and tell some stories and get information that way. Play the skin flute a little bit, I think.
Yeah. Nynaeve goes to bed with her fucking elbows, that bitch. And
she's waiting to meet a queen. At first, I was like, why the fuck is Nynaeve sitting on top of the covers in her clothes? Like, clearly not going to bed. And then I'm like, oh, she was waiting for Elaine to stop getting drunk. Come upstairs. Okay.
And then Elaine goes and gets fucked up in the common room for the first time.
Yeah, so Elaine with Tom, like, in the room, how much of that conversation do you think she remembers? Because she does genuinely forget some of it. She has to, right?
Parts later. I think it's almost like a book later.
Well, the next morning she's like, I'm lying to him and saying I don't remember it. But she does remember parts. She just doesn't remember the parts that are important, I guess.
But I hard to remember because I'm half drunk. But I absolutely adore what happens like once she remembers how fucking crazy cool Tom.
I love that he just like slaps her in the middle. Like, holy shit. She starts like, fuck my mom, and my mom sucks, and she's as bad as Bear Lane, and just fucking everybody she wants to. And he's like, like, holy shit.
Yeah. Incredible.
I think this not that, so she is drunk and fucked up right now, so I forgive all of the shit but she literally says the daughter heir thing here, and then 5 seconds later she does it with Nynaeve, and then Nynaeve puts her head in the bucket. But I think the quote, like, I'm the daughter heir of Andor, is when I start hating Elaine. I think that's like, and this is forgivable, this instance, because of what happened to her. But like later on when she says that in earnest and soberly, that's when I start going like, oh my fucking God, I hate you so much. You know, like when she starts, like every other sentence is like, I'm the daughter heir of Andor, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, if you don't stop starting every sentence with I'm the daughter heir of Andor, I'm going to fucking kill you.
You remember?
I think that's why I hate Elaine.
I needed a good Elaine rant.
I think it's the next chapter.
Oh,
not to get us like off target or off topic, but in the next chapter, Perrin's like things are going his way, and he just starts getting drunk and yelling, "I'm a minor Taviran from."
I'm a Taviran. Listen to me.
Yeah, just listen to me while I.
He's like super drunk, and he's like, "I got old golden eyes, you bitches," you know, or something like, you know.
It felt a little out of character, but I think he was just drunk. It's highly annoying.
Anyway, why did my mother sit on your knee? You were her lover, weren't you? What makes her different from Bear Lane? Tom slaps her. She's like, fuck you. And he's like, you'll get a spanking if you talk about your mother like that again. Like, holy shit. That means like he's not necessarily her father, literally, but like acting like her father in the old school sense of like, I'll fucking sit your ass down and tell you what's what. You talk about your mother like that.
Has, triggered part of the audience, and I apologize.
Pretty fucking old school.
Yeah. No, it's awesome.
Oh, String said, "Yep, Joe." Yeah, see, other people agree.
About what?
She's the rich girl in the sorority.
Oh. But it's hard because it does take a while, and eventually the redeeming qualities are there. But like, she gets off the boat and she's like, "Where's their king? Why aren't they taking care of their people?" Like, she's concerned about
that part. Like, you can still lump that in like the Elaine is like the Elaine likes to take care of people part.
Yeah.
Still, and I buy it, but the turning down her nose at like whoever's in charge because of it, I also buy it because she's in charge of people. So like, I'm like, all right, fine. But it's just like that mentality carries through with her later on, and like, but the reasoning isn't it. Like, the logic's all gone from it. It's just like, it's just there as a thing she says by rote, and I hate it. I think, I don't know.
I kind of see where you're going, because Taffy, great point about the fact that, like, she gets off there and there's all, and not in a fun way, like all these desperate people. And she's like, where's your king? Which is interesting because we just saw their king a chapter ago, and he's like negotiating with White Cloaks to pretty much mortgage his future. So that king's fucked up in a bad way. But like, she's got this like very romanticized view of what a noble should be doing, which isn't really romanticized; it's just true.
That's true.
But she kind of loses a bit of that later on. I don't think that it's like fully gone, but like there's not this kind of like maybe like wide-eyed innocence of like, where is your leader? Like, what's happening? And obviously some sort of callousness is helpful because that's reality, but it does seem like it's not quite as ever present, and at least not in that kind of like aspirational way.
Okay. Well, how fast do you want to tear through that? Do you want to stop here, Jono, or do you want to go?
I mean, I don't care. My wife already hates me.
All right.
So let's
Taffy,
see.
what's your timeline like?
Hey, I'm 3 hours earlier than you guys, so.
All right. Well, there we go.
So,
this is going to be the longest episode ever.
No, I'm not gonna get off subject. I'm gonna let you just guys. I'm gonna keep that. I usually do that, but I'm not going to. So go ahead.
No, I want you to say everything that you want to say.
Yeah, I'm gonna get off subject. So I guess we're kind of done. Our good friend Elaine has been quasi waterboarded by Nynaeve, and so we point of view, right? And she's in Tel'aran'rhiod.
Yeah, so Nynaeve goes to meet Egwene in Tel'aran'rhiod, and she's also again not there.
Accidentally thinks of the waste, and she sees Asmodean watching Ruidian.
Well, that's awesome and crazy.
Yeah,
I love how Brigitte's like, "You got to get the fuck out of here." And she's like, who the fuck, Brigitte?
And there's only way to get someone to move is to shoot an arrow at him. So she goes to Emond's Field, where she then finds another man watching shit. In this case, is Isom, who shoots an arrow at her as well.
Do you think it's crazy that, did Brigitte loose the arrow, or she just aim it at her and like?
I think she just aims it at her as like a way to like, let's go, bitch.
Yeah. It's the same thing like Hopper would do to Perrin, though. Kind of like
jump at him,
like you're in a dangerous situation and just like scare him to kind of like jar him out of the place. That because obviously it's not like Nynaeve knows how to like consciously jump from place to place yet. So like
women are unathletic.
I wonder why I wonder why Brigitte is watching Asmodean. I mean, I'm assuming she was watching Asmodean, right? Because like why else would she be there? Right?
Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, she keeps tabs on as many Forsaken as she can. It seems like.
Yeah.
And only those who are very talented are actually.
Do you think she's doing that in the sense of like, oh, it's time? There's a lot of activity. I'm going to be spun out soon, or
I would say yes.
Yeah.
Like she seems extremely.
You're real too strongly young braid.
Young braid. That's perfect.
Yeah.
Again, the audience is far more clever than we have been in at least 3 or 4 readings of this show.
They have your back.
They're adding to our insanity.
Yeah, they know your shtick. They know what you guys are all about. They know how to add stuff in here. They're great.
Great.
My fellow fan club members.
Oh, you know what? This is a weird note that I have to talk about before we fully move past the drunken Elaine thing. She says, Nynaeve goes, has she never been in a common room alone before? And like, that makes sense in a broad scheme of things. Like, of course Elaine has. And then I think Nynaeve even says, like, well, of course she hasn't. She's a fucking princess. Like, of course, kind of thing. But then in my brain, I'm like, wait, but neither has Nynaeve. So, like, is that happening in, like, the Two Rivers common rooms? Like, someone just, like, pouring way too much wine, like, a lot? Does that happen a lot? Is there date rape in the Two Rivers? Like, what's happening right now?
It's everywhere.
Like, why does Nynaeve go, I've been there, done that, and too much wine. I know. Or she's had to cure that too much drunkenness from people a lot. But you're just like, as the bottomless wine glass happen in Bran's?
Well, I don't think it's
Bran Alvere's it.
I think that like the point is like, have you ever even just been to a common room, right? Not like the.
I guess, yeah.
Just like legitimate question. Have you ever been just watching?
Oh, like Planet feels that Nynaeve has been to Barrelon. Yeah, but they didn't get drunk there. I guess the point is she has commoners knowledge, like as in like don't do that in a fucking common room.
That's exactly right.
Yeah. Okay.
And
all right, I buy it. I guess I buy it.
Don't forget, in Barrelon, she stayed up for one more dance after Moraine did.
That's true.
When he's a bad,
she let loose a little bit, Nynaeve. You know,
lips flapping everywhere.
I like how she like when she sees Slayer, she's like, "Lan? No."
Yeah,
Wait,
and it was super
shit, I'm getting
freaked
shot.
her out too. Like,
yeah.
As
she got weirded out by that.
Well, that's like so. Taffy, last time we were discussing how weird it is that Slayer, Sinbui would definitely. That guy's like spiking more drinks than he is the roof. Like he's not doing shit up there. But
as a rural kid getting pissed in a field, it's a rite of passage. Damn,
it's not wrong.
How
but
else can you fuck your cousin?
You can do that soberly.
I mean, it depends on how
attractive he is.
Loosely you think of them as cousins. Have you seen Nynaeve drunk? Way less control over the thumping stick. She gets free drinks all the time. Oh, that's not bad.
See, there's a lot of here. So Taffy, one of the things that we kind of discussed a little bit last week was how weird it is that Slayer, the character, who is of course made up of Luke Mantiar, so Rand's uncle,
Lord Luke,
Lan's uncle, doesn't interact with either of those people, despite being very legitimate, like blood relatives, and instead, because of the wolf butchering, his parents' nemesis just feels like a kind of missed opportunity to have like some sort of like personal connection. And I now that I'm thinking about it, this is probably the closest we get really to having that, which is Nynaeve seeing someone who looks kind of like Lan.
Yeah.
Just kind of an interesting.
That's supposed to give us a clue to who he is and his background and the
I think that's just one more clue for us.
That he looks, has the familiar look of the
Malkier.
Malkier, yeah. Does he have? He doesn't have his Cassane. Is it the Cassane?
Yeah. No, Cassane. That's right.
Right.
Wait, no, the Cassane's the girl.
That's what Moraine wears. That's what they're looking at the jewel for.
No, is it?
Fuck it.
No, it's what Nynaeve has on her head later when they're married.
I can't remember shit anymore.
It's harder now, isn't it?
Well,
yeah, we're old and drunk.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's A or B for which one the more important issue, but
so
come on, chat.
Nynaeve jerks erect, then wakes up. I mean, wakes up. That's all I meant.
And so it's Elaine's time.
We've kind of already talked about the end of the chapter. Yeah, Elaine's like hungover. Nynaeve gives her the gruel hangover cure.
That's a different thing, gruel.
No, it's the same thing.
Just giving it to her, spooning it into her.
Yeah, Hadori. Thank you, Dana Lou. Dana Lou's here.
There we go. No one's correcting that spooning the gruel, though. I'll tell you that.
Wait. So Glenn said Cassane is Nynaeve's spot. I was right. Oh, Kissiara is Moraine Snow. Okay, so close. They're close.
Good job,
Kassane
guys.
Kassane is Nynaeve.
Goddamn. Again, would have gotten away with it too for those meddling.
They're all on top of it.
Hidori, that's what I was thinking. Hidori, yeah, good job, Glenn.
Again, we have the show. Yeah, we know what the fuck we're talking about.
Listen, those kind of details, Jono. Come on.
Well, let's finish this shit out then for this chapter. So she passes out.
Well, we kind of already talked about it. They talk about going out to do things. Julian comes in from being out all night. Tom's like, yeah, he didn't sleep in a room, thankfully. And then Julian's like, I don't love the pissing match between Tom and Julian. You're just like, come on, guys.
It gets fixed real fast.
I know it does, but at the same time, you're like, shouldn't you just immediately go, oh, you do that and I do this? Best buds. You got this, you got A, I got B.
No.
Well, neither one of them are probably used to sharing a room with a man, right?
It's not about the sharing, Lorraine. It's about like Julian being like, I'm gonna find him, and Tom's like, I'll find him.
That's what it's really about. So like they don't really care
Julian's
about the swearing and stuff. Yeah.
I talked to all these thieves. The Black Aja may or may not be here. Like somebody basically said, like, I saw that woman, and then he's like, you fucking idiot, you're going too fast. You're gonna like tell them we're here, basically. And he's like, I did it good. I know what I'm doing. Kind of thing.
His job, the way he does it is like I remember having a wet dream about this girl with white in her hair, if you know what I mean. And they're like, wow, yeah.
I saw a chick like that.
Yeah. All right.
He's good at his job, though. That's the thing. He's very good.
And the thing is, there would be no reason to doubt him other than the fact that he got fucked over by the Blackish last book.
Well, he has all the more reason to be like he even says that. He's like, I'm not gonna fucking let Leandrin get anywhere fucking near me again. Are you out of your mind? Like, I'm being careful. Like, I know what I'm doing. Kind of claims. Yeah, or so he claims.
Anyway, so the girls instead have a plan of their own, which is to change the hair color.
It's very clever.
It's not the worst idea. Like, I love making fun of women because Joe's sexist, but like, it's not the worst idea. Like, if you look radically different in a place.
Well, also like just dressing like
they
do in Tanchico. Like, you're gonna have veils. You're gonna have things. Like, you can walk around in disguise there every day. No one would know.
Yeah, it's fine by me. Chapter 40?
That guy with his hood up looks suspicious. Like in the Borderlands, you're like Midril. but in Tanchico, you're like, I don't know, they could be anywhere. I don't know.
Gotta be a group
of all over the place. They could steal somebody right out of a wedding. Do you hear that happen once?
Chapter 40, Hunter of Trollocs.
Hunter of Trollocs. Perrin, just staring at the sad graves of his dead family.
Yeah.
It's just horrifying. But also, like, you cried into into Fael's bosom. Like, you're done, right? Like, you grieved.
Yeah,
like, get over it already,
Motorboat done.
Your whole family was murdered. You did
get over it already.
His crying went from one chapter to the next. Like, he's
come on,
he did it.
Man.
Several chapters later than that. This is very upsetting that he's still upset. Like, what's his deal? Like, he's cried once, should be enough. Emotion's done.
Yeah.
This is Eeyore Perrin we're talking about.
Eeyore. There's been a lot of rain. It's gotten rid of our tracks, but it's also annoying.
It's maybe the saddest chapter, right? Like
it is, and that's why it's ridiculous. Joe's making fun of him.
Tears shed for his wife. It's a show reference. I can
laugh about that now. I'm glad Wyatt made that joke now.
Patrick,
it was closer to when the show. Yeah.
Of course it would, Patrick. We discussed it.
So the tuxedo also would be like that.
Oh yeah, it just hangs straight.
That's what he was wondering. Yeah.
Wow.
It's a tux with tails. The tails hang straight to the ground.
Tossing a woman over his shoulder, running away, and like the fucking like tails of the suit never move.
Yeah, just flapping around. Like every time his legs move, that they flap around, but like the wind never stirs them.
Just very strange.
I do like this chapter is full on like Wolverine Perrin. Like he's smelling the air. He's like, "What'd you say?" He's like, "Who's that, Will?" And he's like, "Yeah, it's me. What the fuck?" And he's like, "What do you have to say?" And he's like, "What the fuck?" And then later on, he like literally berserker barrage and just fucking chops a midrol in half.
It's like we're 6 days after the rescue at the Ibarra farm for the first time, and I think the last time, like he's there with what 50, 60 people that are following him. Like it's a good job of like centering time wise of where the fuck you are now. From the previous Perrin chapters of trying to go, like, we hunt Trollocs was the last words. And it's also the first time Perrin Golden Eyes as a term is used, which is thing until you read everything else that happens here.
Yeah.
Other than that,
pin the tail on the Perrin.
Sad piece of shit.
Thanks for noticing.
Man up, Perrin, and use those tears for lube. Shit, Beach.
Again,
goddamn Beach. He didn't jerk erect, and Neve did.
Was there actually?
Anyway, yeah, it is pretty cool. I like him just recounting the events of like murdering all the Trollocs, and like that was awesome. Like the one time, like just the ambushing of all the Trollocs that were like half awake at their posts and stuff, and like, and then he describes pin cushioning the midrol, and I'm just like, fuck yes, dude. Well, you're doing it. You're a hunter of Trollocs, just like you said you were gonna.
And then what happens?
They get ambushed on the ambush gets ambushed.
Damn it! Yeah. So Luke and Fail are coming into the beer. Yeah. One of those has a unibrow but is positive. The other one is not, and ends up nearly everyone from the countryside has come to Emmons Field. We're putting together real.
Right, but Luke's insistence that they go to Emmons Field right away. Like, is that because like the way Perrin phrases it is like, there's still Trollocs out here to kill. I can still make a difference before I go back there.
Yeah.
But it's not just that. It's also that he's like, yeah, but I haven't quite gathered everybody up yet. I haven't hit these areas. Like, I know there's some farms out there still.
Right.
And even then Fail's like, no, like the word has traveled. Like they're all there. But I mean, like, I kind of understand Perrin's perspective of being like, you say that, but I'm still going to check like all these outlying farms and make sure like everyone's safe, kind of thing.
Yeah, and there's
aside from the killing Trollocs thing, I totally buy Perrin's refusal to go back yet.
I think it works twofold, right? Like the fact that he can be there finding these new houses that haven't been, like haven't had the gospel read to them of go to a place where it's safe, and while doing so, you have the chance of stumbling upon trails to hunt Trollocs and save more people. Of course, he doesn't realize the fact that the Waygate's going to be back open soon enough, and there will be thousands more coming. So whoops on that. But technically he thinks that he's eradicating the issue while also bringing in everyone. So it's doubly helpful.
Yeah. I also like that Perrin's already like, although he's too dumb to connect the cold smell or feeling that he gets from Luke and Slayer whatever. Dream world Slayer versus real life Slayer. But like, even though he's not connecting that together, he's already been like, Luke was at these certain farms like a day before or the day of a Trolloc attack. Like, that's suspicious as fuck. And then later on when like Luke leaves and Fail stays with him, she's like, you don't trust him at all, do you? And he's like, yeah, not a bit. Not one fucking bit. And she's like, okay, weird, but all right. I buy it. Like, I don't get what you're getting, but all right.
He's almost too stupid, right? Like Luke is like every single like time that he's around, like
he's just banking on the Two Rivers farmers being more stupid.
But I think he's like participate in one battle, right? Like even if you like butcher like the last Trolloc, like you can like, oh, look what I did.
Cookpot guy, the guy who drags the cookpot.
Yeah. You kill that cookpot Trolloc.
Actually, wait, hold on.
They won't care.
Terrible idea.
They'll just replace him with the next worst fighter,
or they'll be dead because without cookpot guy, how do you eat?
I don't know. They're gonna have to get a new cookpot.
Yeah.
Cookpot guy goes right in the cookpot. That's it.
Do you think they have larger cookpots? Do they have Trolloc-sized cookware? That's why
everybody hates that job.
Yeah, they have Trolloc-sized cookpots.
Do they?
Yeah. So it's like Russian nesting dolls.
I just don't imagine Trollocs like actually traveling around with cookpots. Do they like?
I wonder. If I think,
butcher people and then use whatever pottery they have.
Do you think they carry it like on their back or like
Yes,
on their
please.
head and
Yes,
just look
please.
forward on the ground, like because they can't see in front of them, or like drag? Do you
I
think
love
they
that
have to?
idea. I love that idea.
Maybe they get you know how you're carrying heavy stuff,
And then
you
in the
always
fight,
switch
the cook
hands.
Trolloc just puts it around his body and gets down.
And he goes all the way down. He's like,
Arrows are just dinging off the cook pot. He's like, I'm good. Because whatever happens at the end of this fight, there's going to be plenty of food.
oh my god,
Last man
That's
sitting.
amazing.
All I need to do is start a fire.
Okay, then maybe
Plenty.
everybody fights for the cook pot Trolloc job.
Oh yeah, because they're safe.
Yeah.
It's like the shield. This is the shield's getting together in old
Alex.
warfare.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jono. I said old warfare. That was my definition. You know, the shields get together.
Yeah,
They hang out.
You guys pretty old. It's all right.
You know when the shields hang out and no one can get in.
Yeah.
That's a phallus.
Yeah, it's called old warfare.
So anyway, Luke goes back.
Oh, in the Eye of the World, we find that Trollocs make Fane sleep in a cook pot.
Yeah,
Yes.
They're pretty big.
But Fane is like a wiry
That
little
one
dude,
group.
so-
Is it all the groups? No, Fane is what, Taffy?
Yeah, I just he's not like a super big dude, so you'd think you get fit one human in there for
Well,
sure.
It's not like a walk though. He's not fitting in that. Like I think it's a pretty big fucking cook pot. Even though he
Yeah.
is
Like-
But maybe like are they like what you guys were asking, are they big enough for Trollocs to be in as well?
No, yeah.
And
No,
I
I'm
think
not.
I really like your idea about how they are, because then when he's hiding
Well, I think
on
that
the
was
inside of it, and it's like ding 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 ding.
That's my favorite. That's my favorite new
That's
idea.
good.
I've that's what the Trolloc Smith's really working on.
The
It's
cook
not
pot
the-
Trolloc is
Yeah.
my favorite new idea we've come up with.
Yeah, it's been
Yeah.
what, like a decade since we've had a good idea.
It's been at least a week.
It's been 1 week. Yes. So
Anyway, so
Luke-
Gaul comes up out of nowhere and he's like, "Oh, hey, Luke's here. Who cares?
Oh.
Here's a bunch of news.
Uh,
There's Trollocs coming."
good point, because before he leaves, Gaul
Yeah.
tells him we've got this ambush plan. These guys are coming through, and everything's going to work just fucking perfectly.
Yeah.
And Luke says, "Hey, I got to go real quickly, alone." And
It's interesting that he's like wanting Fael to come with him at that point. Like,
yeah, what would have that like looked like to a certain?
I don't know. And also when she stays behind, he's like, that's a shame.
Yeah,
Would have liked to grape you later.
the G would have been very silent, but you wouldn't.
Oh, did anyone else hear the G?
Yes.
But yeah, like I don't know, like what does that mean? Like, because obviously when he leaves by himself, does he? Maybe he doesn't care, and he's just like, well, if she comes with me, then I won't warn them, and if she doesn't, then I will. You know, like maybe he just doesn't give a fuck.
Could be.
I mean, that's possible.
Yeah.
I don't feel like Slayer gives a shit about anything other than murdering and skinning things alive.
But instead, she doesn't go with him, and therefore he goes and tells the Trollocs, "Hey, you're about to be ambushed here, so walk all
Yeah,
the
why,
way."
I love that Perrin sits there for like an hour and he's like, they should have been here by now.
Yeah,
like it's interesting because to the Two Rivers boys and lads, he's a well-seasoned veteran soldier, but to like anyone else, he's like, I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
You know, and like, I mean, he has some experience, but at the same time, he's just like, this is what we're gonna do. It's gonna work. And they're just like, the second it goes wrong, he's like, oh fuck, this is bad.
he loses. So the Trollocs come from the other direction. He catches just like the smallest little like gust of wind, which lets him know that
Yeah, from like the
behind us.
wrong side. Yeah.
And they lose 27 fucking people. There's probably 100 Trollocs this time, as opposed to the 30 they had thought they were going to see. And obviously that's very helpful. Thank you, Luke, for that. In the midst of that, he fights a Fade who does say, quote, "Fail was delicious."
Oh yeah, I literally wrote that down. Fael, your
Yeah.
Fael was delicious. And then my note was I miss Myrddraal talking. Like it doesn't happen a lot after this. Like it happened a lot in the early books, and like it kind of like after this, it's kind of. I mean, we get Shadow Haran or what, whatever later, but like that doesn't count. Yeah.
No.
But I like a random Myrddraal because that mirror it makes them fucking scary when they actually open their mouths and they say shit. It's fucking horrifying.
Described as a cloth ripping for a voice.
Yeah. So good.
Yeah, and they're taking women from weddings. Wait a minute, that's a different thing.
I like when Perrin gets shot by the arrow and he describes it as a small spear.
Yeah, that's
like you're just like that's fucking that's horrifying.
It also again,
I'm fine, and the whole time he's like, "Fio, get off of me!" Like I'm fine. He's got this fucking spear sticking through him. Good,
yeah, normal character.
All right, the wounded take the horses, and he starts to walk and fight. I was like, "That means you, buddy," and he's like, "Nah, I'm fine." He's like, "All right, fine." That breath hurt. That every breath hurts. My bad.
Yeah, and by the way, we forgot to mention this. His life was saved by our good friend.
Ivan.
Yeah, Ivan.
Nice shoes.
Alana's water saves the day for him, but he doesn't get like.
I like this. So again, that's what I was mentioning earlier. Like he barely survives a Myrddraal attack. Like he slips in the mud and basically Ivan chops his head off. And kind of like that's it.
And then he's been standing there the whole time.
I just think it's crazy. I mean, like that's a little weird that like both Matt and Perrin both almost died from Myrddraals within like chapters of each other. I'm not saying there's anything there. I'm just saying it's interesting.
tWoRen or Trollic.
Well, Tom's point like 14 years ago was like, do you think that attack was pointed at Matt? Like, hence the channeling at him and like the Foxhead medallion getting cold, and it wasn't actually pointed at Rand. And then when Rand's talking to Moraine, she's like, "This was all about you," and he goes, "Was it?" Like kind of thing. And I'm like, wait, is there more to that? Was that attack at Matt? Like, were they trying to like take Perrin and Matt off the board as fast as possible? Because they don't want Rand to die, quote unquote, at this point. They're trying to like capture him.
Depends.
With
I guess
the sad bands.
I think that's like the to answer your question. I wouldn't have assumed that was the answer. Like that they wanted Matt and their parent to die, but the fact is that there's more than one point of view, at least right now, from the Forsaken. So maybe. Anyway, so
Well, Ivan's like, I estimate there's 100. And they're not bonded to that fate, unfortunately, because they're not dead. But like, if you guys all like put a bow on your arrow, or put an arrow on your bow, and like, even if you can't pull the string, like, pretend, like look like you're stronger, and it might work, kind of thing. And I thought that was pretty awesome.
Yeah. And so
it's also kind of scary because, like, at this point, if you're a first-time reader, you're just like, can I trust Ivan? Like, he already Varen warned him against Alana. He just got news that Alana snuck off 2 times once without her warder even knowing that she like left or something. Which, what the fuck is she doing? And then like, diddling.
Yeah, that's what you do.
That's
she was going to a.
That's what you do in the 2 rivers.
Yeah, go into maybe some like pasture land with some goats or sheep or something.
She's like you 2 sheep boys, quit that jibber jabbering.
Yeah, fill my holes. Anyway,
they ride back to the 2 rivers. I don't know what's that.
Go on.
The wounded go on horses.
Yeah.
And as we all know, Abel Coffin is the best judge of horse flesh.
What's that?
Everybody knows that.
Yeah, everyone knows that.
The whole world.
It's common knowledge.
The whole world knows it.
I'm pretty sure the whole world knows it.
Anyway, so
do you think that 2 Rivers sends out like newsletters like Abel Coffin nailed it again?
It's in every cask of tobacco. Their newsletter.
I love that.
Because that's
they're in the fucking ideal waste, opening up a cask of 2 Rivers tobacco. Who the fuck is Abel? Why do I care if he's a good judge of horse flesh?
Very strange. Very strange. All right, so the jeez.
Anyway, they find a bunch of singing people. Jono, what are you gonna say?
That was it. I was trying to finish this shit out.
That's tWoTcast for this week. Who the fuck is Abel? And why do I care if he's a good judge of horse flesh? If you have any comments or questions, leave them below. We respond, I think. tWoTcast Thing Songs brought to you by the one and only Taffy Beneding, and she's here tonight.
Thanks for letting me crash your show.
Bar up time. Oh, anytime. Are you kidding?
Well, I asked.
We're gonna need you so much. Are you kidding?
Yeah, we're gonna.
Due to my calendar here, Tom's gonna be gone for infinity. So
yeah, he's dead.
Anytime.
Yeah. Also, if you have any comments or questions, the best way to find us, besides the many, many ways you already know about, would of course be Joe. Scroll to the bottom, our MySpace account.
I'm so pumped.
Yeah, you got to get on that MySpace, guys.
I'm going,
We're going to be on MySpace all the time. Thank you, Taffy. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for everything you do.
Thank you. I just sent it, as you said that, Dana Lou said it the same. Thanks, Dana Lou. It makes me so happy
always
to be here
delight
with you guys. Like, it just feels really good to be here with you guys.
Oh, you're the best.
So thanks, Jono. Thanks for letting me invite myself this time, Jono.
Yeah, thank you for calling over the weekend. I'm very serious.
Did Jono tell you how I ended up asking?
No, I have no idea.
Should we tell him real quick? Do you have a minute?
No.
Yeah, we have all the minutes you want. We've gone like 1,000 years over.
It's always my fault. I actually withheld a lot of comments to try to keep on the time schedule, but now I'm ruining it. I always have to tell you guys a fucking story at the end when you're trying to wrap up. I always do this.
You do, yeah.
Okay, so there was the small plane crash in Philadelphia, and it looked like it was in a neighborhood, and I couldn't tell what was going on. So I emailed Alan because I don't have his number, but he just he just mailed. I think he just emailed me like a week ago about something else. So like, I thought maybe
he's very email responsive, like every 75-year-old man.
But then I was like, wait. As soon as I sent it, I'm like, I can't wait. I don't know when because it was kind of late on Friday.
Oh, so
I called Jono. I'm like, dude, have you talked to Alan? Is he okay? And he's like, yeah, I talked to him a while ago. He's fine. And then he's like, yeah, and because I was worried about it. It looked like it could have been like in some houses and stuff. And John was like, yeah, fucking female pilots, right? And I started laughing for like a minute straight. Like it got me so, and I was like, okay. And then we were talking for a while, and he said a bunch of other crazy shit that made me laugh. So I was like,
that sounds about right. Out with you're like, guys? It's been way too long since I've heard Jono say horrible things.
Just talk trash, yeah.
Horrible.
So thank you, and then thank you everybody for having me. I know you guys are here all the time, and I'm talking to the screen like they're looking at me. I'm talking to
chat looking at you.
Thank you, everybody in chat.
Of time covering the Shadow Rising Part 12, chapters 41 through 45, because we actually got through it all, even though it took an eternity.
Yeah.
I'm Joe. Say goodnight, Jono.
Good night, Jono.
And Taffy.
Good night.
Good night.
Good job. Good job, everybody.
In the fucking show.
Among the first to start, the tWoTcast was so smart to lovingly bash our favorite books. But that was long ago, and now they've grown the show, and now they got us in their hooks. Don't throw coins to these bastards, they need bars of gold at least. Someone please keep them afloat. Now let's listen as they once again ramble through a book. Let's get the fucking quote. One of them is Tom, but he is barely on. Sometimes he calls into the show. Another one is Jono. Is he their joker? Oh no. And Joe, is he the stupid one? Welcome to the tWoTcast. We will share our love for books and all our hate in every episode. We'll entertain you, make you laugh so hard you barely can stand up. That is the tWoTcast.